My dad.
Hey guys, I'm Scarfy.
I'm Naka.
And I am Krüz.
And welcome to Subwuffer Entertainment Treehouse, a determinedly drunk, geeky, and truthful podcast where wolves we house in a tree and we entertain, bringing you all latest entertainment news. So that's a lot like a music appreciation class. We talk about what's going on in certain topics and see how people react to them in certain ways. I just want to let you know, we had a very, very long week. It's been a very, very, it's been a very, very tough week for me. I had to focus working on a project. I had to, and I'm still not done with it, by the way. I'm just about to finish it after we're done the show. I had a lot of work I had to do. I literally had to spend an 8-hour shift on Friday because Justice League came out that week, despite it being, less than average. But hey, what are you going to do? What do you think, Naka? What do you have to say regarding, your week? Because it's been a busy, busy week.
Oh my god, I've had to deal with so many people who don't know what the hell is wrong with their car. They don't have common sense, and they complain about prices. Well, that's your fault for buying such a new vehicle. But yesterday was especially long because 3.5 hour rush with no break whatsoever.
Yeah, you want to know something funny? Speaking of, my job was no different. Like, I literally had, so many people, tell me, after I already told them where the theater was, they expect to say, excuse me, where's the theater? And I'm like, can't you take the time to literally look at your ticket and see where to go? I mean,
Theater 7's gonna be on your right.
Yeah.
You ever look at your watch and then you forget what time it is?
Yay,
Yes.
more Carlin.
Yeah.
It's like... I don't know. It's like we're in this... I don't know. It's like we're in the society where we literally are... I don't know about you guys. It's like we're in the society where everything has to be, spelled out for people. They don't even know how... they don't even need to use their brain. They don't even need to think. And unfortunately, that is where people have their downfall, because we are critical thinkers. That's the entire reason why we do this show, because we are critical thinkers. I don't know if you have to deal with people like that, Naka, but I have to deal with that all the time.
I have to. People who say, I could just change my oil myself. Well, then why don't you do it, smug asshole?
Yeah.
So, Dad, why are you here?
and
if you're
and
complaining, seriously, I was about to stab somebody the other day because he was pretty much yelling at me. It's like, did you change the prices deliberately on me? I'm just like, I don't change the prices for anyone, you fucking asshole.
Hey. It's okay. Just,
Thing is,
I know.
Once we catch this guy out, I asked somebody else to catch him out because I'm just like, I'm not dealing with this person. It turns out it was somebody that he had experience with before at a different oil change shop, but it was the same gentleman. And just like, you know what? Just get out of here. Next time you come here and you treat somebody like crap, we're denying you service.
Oh, don't even get me started. I got someone who literally got on my nerve after I had to literally ask them to. I was literally asking a woman to, may I please see inside her bag, and she was saying no. And
you already told the story.
Oh no, it's a different story. Thankfully, it's a different type of the same story. But anyway. Thankfully, my manager was there, and she says, well, this is my personal property. And I'm saying, well, and my manager's like, well, I'm sorry, this is private property, and we need to see inside your bag. We don't care if just to make sure that you don't have any bootleg. We don't care if your phone can do the same thing. We want to see inside your bag. And so literally it was around the time I was about to get off. So thankfully I did. And, yeah, guys, literally, I had work today. I literally had to wake up at 10 in the morning and get ready for work. 8 in the morning, get ready for work. I was supposed to start at 10. I went to McDonald's, had some breakfast. Spent a lot of money today that I wasn't really keen on spending, but hey, you do what you got to do to get by.
Well, that's what you get for ordering Uber Eats.
Well, unfortunately, I'm sorry. I can't really eat in my room unless, I sneak food in my room. But anyway.
Why is that?
Long story. But anyway, that's not what
You got the wrong chicken from McDonald's anyway.
I like chicken nuggets. It's literally like one of the least threatening things on the menu.
Don't get me wrong, those chicken nuggets are pretty good, but the chicken tenders are far better.
I know.
What?
I
Had the chicken tenders?
So you say threatening, and I'm a person who actually has some food allergies, so there's shit that's actually threatening to me, and even then I don't use that fucking word.
Right.
It is life-threatening, literally.
Yeah, and it's just I had to deal with a lot of bullshit today, and you know I literally got off at 3 p.m. The show starts at 4:30. I was literally taking an Uber to get home because I am fucking not taking public transportation just to get back home, and thankfully I don't live that far, so it evens out. Yeah. But anyway, guys, that's not what we came here to talk about, even though it does sound interesting from our perspective. We came to talk about entertainment. So S.E.T has been brought to you by StreamLabs. We are a non-profit podcast, but we use this as our go-to for making more episodes and help them be bigger and better than ever before by purchasing equipment or other visual means. Please don't feel obligated, but if you have the heart to donate, it is greatly appreciated. Naka, if you could please.
Yes, I did it.
Go. All right, there we go. So anyway,
we're non-profit, but we want your money. We don't want your money.
Give us
very
your money.
nice.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you think about it, churches are technically. Can I say my words?
Yeah, go ahead.
Churches are technically non-profit, but why do they ask for so much money?
I don't know, but
Exactly, they're profiting.
Just wait till we get to the end of the movie section because this is a perfect example.
But anyway, guys,
And I mean,
yeah,
if
they have
a school.
any
too.
donation is greatly appreciated. We hope that you can definitely get this going. We would hope that if you have the heart, we would love to do things because, well, I'm gonna go ahead and say this right now. Naka.
What?
One word. Visuals.
Visuals? You mean like this?
You might like videos.
You mean like this?
Oh, wait.
What?
You mean like this? You forgot about Stream Delay,
spoilers,
didn't you?
spoilers, come on.
Why though?
Go back to the contact info.
I am on the contact info. I just had images on there. Because
seen anything happen.
again, stream delay for you, but I just threw on some stupid images I had on my computer.
Oh, there you go. Why though?
A Photoshop with Phil Swift.
Now it's coming in. Now it's all flooding in. Exotic butters. Holy shit. Where's Cody?
Anyway,
I photoshopped this image
Cody?
of Phil Swift. I am very proud of myself.
of course. But anyway, guys, like we said, if you want to donate to StreamLabs, please do so. We definitely put the money to good use. We're not like asking you to pay our rent or anything, but yeah. Anyway,
I don't have rent.
Right. But anyway, guys, we do have some news that we want to get into. But first off, that song that you were listening to, and I think it's a perfect transition to hit it off with Krüz with music. That song that you were listening to was...
It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. And I am, of course, wearing my AC/DC tour shirt today for that reason. So that's fitting because I chose that because of the news that broke. That's the thing that we're going to start off with. Swift.
It's Phil Swift. Anyway, continue.
Same thing. I don't know.
Not the same thing. Continue.
It's the same thing if I want it to be. Alright, so the first thing is that AC/DC guitarist, founding member, you may have heard this, Malcolm Young, has died 64 years old after his battle with dementia, which forced him to retire from touring after their, I believe it was the Black Ice tour. That was like around the 2000s. Since then, it has been his nephew, Stevie, taking over for rhythm guitar. I'll start at the beginning of my little thingy. Yeah. All right. So yeah, it's a long way to the top. And make it he did. Alongside his brother Angus, Malcolm was an integral part of one of the greatest rock bands of all time, AC/DC, being one of the band's major songwriters. sadly, following the battle with dementia that, of course, forced him to retire, he passed away at age 64. According to his family, he died peacefully at his home with his family at his side. I did get to see AC/DC last year with when Axl Rose was filling in on vocals. As I said, Stevie Young on rhythm guitar, the long-serving bassist Cliff Williams, and the return of the early '90s drummer Chris Slade. According to the Wikipedia page, the Axl and Angus plan to continue performing AC/DC's music with other touring members, as Cliff Williams has announced that he will retire. So this is not the end of AC/DC, because rock and roll will never die. Rock in peace, Malcolm Young. And for those about to rock, we salute you.
Yeah, it is a very, very upsetting time. I mean, this came like right on like Saturday morning. It was announced, and then like Krüz literally had to go back to his agenda and add this in, and it's just a very sad thing. Like, I was never the hugest fan of AC/DC, but I always heard of their music, and it's just a very, very
AC/DC. That's Malcolm and Angus working together.
Right.
That's one of the first songs to learn a guitar is Back in Black. So I mean, almost everybody knows it, or at least has heard something about it. That's how influential they are. Mm-hmm. And they're also the Back in Black is the second greatest selling album of all time. So that explains that.
Right.
Well, what's the first best-selling album?
Is Michael Jackson's Thriller.
Understandable. Have a good day.
I was talking to someone about this, and I thought, I guess the Beatles. And he's like, well, you were close, kind of. I would have thought it was the Beatles, but this is me. Stop letting me interrupt you, damn it.
Cody, no.
Yes, he's here. Ah, no, he's not here.
He's here, and then he's just like, oh, by the way, I'm leaving by.
Well, you don't have to. You can be sick and sit here.
Yeah.
It's just listen to us while you suffer.
You can literally watch this on your TV if you have an Xbox One.
Deathbed.
No, you could watch this on your Xbox One. Split the screens and play whatever game you want.
No, but seriously, guys, what do you guys think about Krüz? I mean, Naka. What is your opinion on Malcolm's passing?
Well, I didn't actually know until yesterday when I was reading up on Wikipedia, which I know isn't the best source, but shut up. It was the best that I could do at 8:30 at night. I was at a pub last night. First, I don't drink. Second of all, my mom took me out to dinner because she's a nice parent. My dad was out at the University of Washington Huskies game. But exposition aside, I didn't know he had dementia until I didn't know he had dementia in 2014 until 8:30 yesterday evening. But it's still hard to say. It's still hard to see that somebody from music's legendary band, one of music's greatest bands of all time, has passed. It's more believable than Michael Jackson, certainly 8 years ago, and I actually have an interesting story about that, but that's going to be another time. That's another story for another day.
Okay.
But as much as I think AC/DC, certain songs can be overplayed sometimes, it's still great music. And if there's one band that I think could take on AC/DC in a more modern light, it is Airborne.
Yeah, I was about to say Airborne. They're like, they're the reincarnation of AC/DC. They're also Australian too. So
I thought you guys were gonna say Aerosmith, but continue.
they're in a different. I don't want to say different level, but just almost a different world of rock and roll. Just more.
Right.
I don't know. AC/DC is more hard rock. Aerosmith's more grooving, just diverse kind of rock. It even describes them on Wikipedia as being even heavy metal, which, I mean, I would agree with that for like Beyond Beautiful, but some others not so much.
Right.
AC/DC, of course, being one of the biggest influential bands for any heavy metal band will probably tell you that they at least have some inspiration or some knowledge of AC/DC, because just the way that these guys played guitar and put together, you know, hit after hit and great album after great album is almost unprecedented. So,
Right.
I believe it was, I don't know, someone reminded you when Black Ice came out, but like it was around that time that it was because Malcolm was having a lot of trouble remembering the set lists and remembering like what they were actually playing. So he had to take a break from touring. Since then, of course, his nephew filled in, which I think is really cool because same thing happened with like almost same thing happens with Van Halen, which is like Wolfgang Van Halen filling in for the bassist.
Right.
And of course, another great set of rock and roll brothers, Eddie and Alex Van Halen, Igor and Max Cavalera, Joe, and I forget the other ones, Duplantier from Gojira.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to remember the other guy's name, but yeah, it's really cool to see those like have like brothers in a band do this together. And yeah, you probably may have seen on Twitter that a bunch of rock artists and others have been
Dave Mustanti,
paying tribute to him.
Yeah,
and
Malcolm Young will be sorely missed.
Be sure to last your rock and roll, be it AC/DC or otherwise, loud and proud. Make sure the rock and roll will never die.
Mm-hmm.
So there was one thing I was going to mention earlier when we were talking about the StreamLabs. I have a new pop filter. I don't know if you can really tell a difference.
Yeah, we can definitely tell the difference.
Yeah, the other thing was really just a foam covering thing that was it was not the right size, so I had to really stretch it.
I can tell you the difference between a pop filter and a not pop filter. So this is going to be without a pop filter. And this is going to be with a pop filter.
Yep. That is
much
really
farther
true.
Away.
Yeah. The pop filter really helps. Can't you tell?
Stay, Cody. We're not going to let you leave.
Yeah, don't leave, Cody. We love you.
Be sick with us. We don't care if we get sick. Come get down with the sickness, man.
You mean get down with the table?
Yeah.
Ooh, ah, ah, ah.
Yeah.
No, ooh, ah, 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 ah.
Yeah. Anyway, that's really all we have to say regarding Malcolm Young.
Indeed, that is.
I believe so.
Rock in peace.
All right. So,
Krüz, I actually forgot to mention, I didn't get an image for this next one. I tried to find it in the image set, but I couldn't find one. It's for...
I think I was looking for this and then I forgot, but...
I'll just go back to the contact info for this one.
Yeah, okay. I was thinking, I did so well. I didn't miss a single thing. Well, that's just fucking great.
By the way, guys, while Naka is trying to look for the image, we're just gonna go ahead.
I don't have it.
Oh, okay, well, it's fine.
It was never sent.
That's fine. Just go to the contact info then.
Yeah.
But anyway, but before we get to anything else, I just wanted to say that Krüz was responsible for making all of these images now. So we like to introduce a new thing called visuals. From now on, we are going to make our show a lot more interactive and actually show you album art, posters, video game art as well to basically as a way to make it more interactive for you guys, and so that you're just not looking at a contact info screen the whole day.
Not staring at our ugly faces.
Yeah. But anyway, guys, Krüz, you have it all thanks to Krüz. Krüz was the one who made it every single visual. I literally had to teach him rather like shot by shot how to make it, and he did a pretty good job.
It was pretty easy to pick up, except that GIMP was being a little bit of a bitch because it would, like, I would click to export it and then it wouldn't do anything, so I had to exit out of that window, click again.
It was showing a pinwheel, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't even doing that. It was just, you click it, the button didn't even go, like, blink or go down or anything, so I just had to go out, go back in, go out, go back in, and eventually it would work. I don't know. It's a bit unwieldy, but it worked.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I have found some visuals that should fit this next one.
Okay.
It's not the actual thing, but I'm gonna make it work.
You could actually do a corn from and not because of the thing, the joke, but because of the Black is the Soul music video actually has like a fitting character. But yes, is a character without a face, which means that this thing is faceless. And it's kind of fitting because there's no face to show you. See, I did that intentionally. Isn't that funny? In becoming a ghost.
Yes.
I know how to cover my own ass. All right. Starting off with, well, it was I'm an idiot again. This is not the first thing, so starting off is not really true. But anyway, this is an LA-based extreme metal band called The Faceless, with an album called Saint Anger Things, which is amazing.
I found that.
That's a great.
I found that.
They literally just had to take away the R. And that was it.
Yeah, no, I found that on Twitter, and then I put it through a bot that made it shake like that.
Oh yeah. There's also using Distortion bot on Telegram. It's fucking amazing. It'll just make things go all fucky. But anyway, so this is their 4th studio album. It's coming on December 1st. To me, they sound a little bit like Opeth with that gloomy prog metal groove. Make Opeth growl again, mixed with Cradle of Filth, that kind of blazing speed and that haunting, evil symphonic sound. Not quite menacing, you would think, but just more like gloom and doom, but also epic kind of feel.
You're never
Slender Man.
Yeah.
Well, I guess.
No. Like I look at the image. Look at our contact info. It's so funny.
Saint Anger Things.
Where is it? I can't. Oh yeah.
It's
I saw that.
in the middle of the screen. Can you tell who Dustin is?
Yes.
Dustin. Which one's Dustin? His name is Shane. Son of a bitch!
Yeah.
Kick me out of the band. Yeah. He's the one who replaced Lars' snare with the trash can. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was for other reasons, but
right.
So
it turns out it wasn't Dart in the trash can. It was a Megadeth album.
But yeah, continue.
Good to it. Oh yeah, as I was talking about a little bit, Opeth, Cradle of Filth, and a sprinkle of Behemoth. That relentless, extreme blast beats, just constantly. You think, how the fuck does this drummer do it? But I have seen at least the Behemoth's touring drummer live, and he really fucking goes all out. Speaking, well, actually, I got ahead of myself there. But this is stuff that I can dig. And speaking of digging, because I'm so clever, the linked song is "Digging the Grave."
Spoiler.
Yeah, Black Star is also available, which is the visual I would have sent, but then I realized that wasn't the song I linked, so I did send it, and I apparently have ended up just forgetting it altogether. But the band is currently on tour the West Coast, heading southeast towards Texas. So some of you guys over on the West Coast may be able to catch them if you're interested in doing so. If you want to go to some hardcore metal shit, because extreme metal is awesome.
Right.
Thing is, I have NASCAR merchandise to buy, so I kind of can't right now.
And no offense to the people who want to be part of a band, but I just tried listening to it for a minute, and it honestly sounds like someone having an epileptic seizure. I can't stand it. I'm sorry.
Well, if you're talking about the blast beats, that's kind of understandable. It's some bands do it better than others. I think what they do well here is that they're able to go right from that into like an Opeth-like kind of mellow breakdown.
I mean, I'll listen to Metallica before listening to this. No offense.
I recommend Fade to Black first.
It's kind of like the Rick and Morty of metal. Like, you have to have an IQ to comprehend this kind of time signature kind of thing, you know?
Unfortunately, we don't. Unfortunately, not a lot of the world has the IQ to actually use their fucking
brain. Is it like 3869ths or something?
Yeah, pretty much. But keep going.
Yeah, it's like the times. The explanation of time signatures. It's like 17/4 or something. It's like you're probably in a prog rock band at this point.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, some extreme stuff that I think it's really cool that they're it's the diversity of styles within the song itself. I think is pretty cool that they are able to keep that from song to song.
Right.
So I added these to my playlist on YouTube, so I'm gonna definitely listen to it more later.
Wonderful.
Are we all ready?
Now we actually have visuals for this one.
Yes.
We have visuals for this next one.
Yes.
We have a thing.
I can take down Saint Anger Things. I'm not gonna give anybody a seizure.
Well, I think it's after you left it there for like a good long minute.
Everybody left.
Oh, hey, where'd the chat go?
Where'd the chat go? It all disappeared because nobody's been chatting for more than 3 minutes.
Ah, right. By the way, you said that you couldn't make it stay, can you?
Unless you want to stay for like 10 minutes.
Well, I kind of would like it to stay as long as it can, but you know, just to make it a little more look.
I like the look of the fade out kind of thing, but I know some chats will just stay if nothing happens.
Yeah,
Flirt, what do you do? Where is it?
It's just one of that. It's just one of those things that I like. But anyway, we actually have visuals for the next one. Why don't you talk about it, Krüz?
Not so much for the chat. But yeah.
Oh god, I almost did 6,000 seconds instead of 600. Chat.
Well,
oh my god, the chat.
That
got
would have straight
refreshed.
worked it. All right, there it is. Fart. The first thing I could think of.
Anyway,
Yes.
back
Probably
to this.
Yes. Ooh, my brown-eyed girl. Quite classic. This is a Bob Dylan level career longevity, given that this is Van Morrison's 38th studio album. And it has a fitting name too, Versatile, given that it'll be a compilation of jazz covers and I believe also original songs, which might not seem like Van Morrison territory at first, but he says otherwise and has the music to back it up, proving that he is in fact versatile in different musical styles beyond, you know, folk rock and a bunch of other stuff. And
Hold on,
I've
the
linked-
fade in is too slow. I'm
Yeah.
resetting it.
Yeah, the fade in is way too slow. But keep going.
That's what happens when I try to set it to 600 seconds for fade in, fade out.
Yeah.
Keep going.
we're here all day, but trying my hardest not to make a fart joke out of this one. Minkin Whoopee is a song I've linked. It's once you get past the title, it's some pretty good, smooth coffee shop evening jazz tune, as best I can describe it. I get a kick out of you is also available, I believe. I don't know about any others. I have not seen others beyond that, but I don't know. Not something I'd buy, but
Yeah.
I'm definitely would probably like just listen to this whenever I'm just feeling in the mood for something to listen to while the fire burns and while I have a cup of hot cocoa.
You know,
whatever.
I'm surprised.
kind of music.
I'm surprised jazz is not your second favorite type of music. Not Krüz. I mean, I know your favorite music is metal, but
Yeah, because if I differentiate like some rock and metal be first, or metal be first, rock second, and then I don't know. This is just kind of like this. It's sporadic. Like there's some stuff I listen to that's jazz that I like, but I don't happen to listen to it a lot.
like
Most of it's
Whiplash.
most of it's like in movies, like
Yeah.
in the context of movies.
Mhm.
So, I mean, I find that's where I enjoy it most. Listening to it outside of movies, I'm like, why am I doing this? But also, Seether has done some kind of jazz stuff. Like they did their cover of Under My Skin. They did a cover of Careless Whisper. They
Careless
also did-
Whisper.
Yeah, they also did a random. It was sort of like it's just like a kind of like I don't know. It was just something they did for shits and giggles on a Karma and Effect. It's on there somewhere. You can.
By the way, guys, I'm still in my work clothes. Can you believe it?
Yeah, probably didn't have time to change. I just get back and I can do this.
You
No,
had
I-
a half hour before we went live.
Sorry, I was too busy tweeting and too busy having fun. I just couldn't.
You were
I just
too
couldn't help
busy wondering where your Uber Eats was.
Yes,
Wait,
because I needed to eat. What part of needing to eat do you understand? But anyway,
Have a box of Cheez-Its in your room.
That's exactly what I want. But like I barely even got paid this month. So and then Thanksgiving's coming up, and I'm just thinking, okay, well I don't want to spend money on food when there's food already in my house. But you know, I will definitely keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Just hold your horses. But anyway, that's really all I have to say regarding Van Morrison. I do like the jazz theme. I really love the title called "Make Whoopee" because I'm pretty sure you all know what that means. But anyway,
Sex joke.
I make a whoopee.
and this is why we have the filter on so that people don't post porn on our chat room.
Exactly.
Yes.
Ew. Maple Leafs suck. Golden Knights all the way. What?
Personally, I'd prefer the Penguins to go all the way because I know somebody who actually is a skills coach for the team.
hey guys, I'm gonna throw
Does he,
my.
does he also help with paying off the refs for that team?
Hey guys, I'm
No.
gonna throw my shoe across the room.
What?
I just threw my shoe across the room.
Who throws a
job.
shoe?
Well, I was in my work shoes, but anyway. So yeah, what do you have to say regarding Van Morrison, Naka?
Personally, I don't listen to jazz often, only because it's pretty much what happens at every dinner party. But, you know, it's music that I don't turn off necessarily. It doesn't really, like, oh, hey, look, it's jazz music on the radio.
It's good.
But, it's, you know, it's something that I wouldn't automatically turn off. I wouldn't turn it off for a while, actually, because, in fact, I was once a band geek myself, playing the alto saxophone, you see. I'm Bill Cosby, but I'm not Bill Cosby. I'm a white kid.
Would you ever have a mother that would hit you with a shoe? I had a mother that would throw the shoe at you at the drop of a dime.
Yeah, but anyway, guys.
What are you talking
regarding,
about, Homestar?
It's fucking Eddie Murphy. His skit.
But anyway, guys. What do you? By the way, guys, I wanted to know, like, in the chat room, I'd like to know, what do you think about our new visuals that we're going to be implementing on you now that you have to appreciate to make sure that you
upon you.
that we have to, you know, make sure that you appreciate us because we are an appreciation podcast. But you know,
Yeah.
do we have anything else to say regarding Van Morrison?
No, I do have something to say about the next thing, because I actually do have to use the restroom. I know, I'm unprofessional, yell at me later, but if you want to transition to it, I can run to the bathroom real quick.
Yeah. I was just about to say, like, in the chat, I was looking at that fucking... Someone took that video of someone throwing the shoe at George Bush and put the audio to "What Are Those" over it, which is great.
Yeah.
What are those? He's
I
like,
hate that meme.
well, how to catch that guy? Be like, well, look for the one guy who's wearing one shoe.
Or better yet, damn, Daniel, back at it again with the white fans.
I love the I mean, I'm not a fan of Hillary at all, but I love the meme of showing Hillary in that blue suit next to Kaiba from Yu-Gi-Oh!
It's Kaiba!
It looks like the exact fucking same. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the next thing was U2 songs of experience.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Yeah. So with Apple promoting this like crazy,
to the bathroom.
hurry up with it. Yeah.
You didn't bother to mute your mic? Anyway.
We're gonna hear him just go. That'll be wonderful. But yeah, if Apple promoting this like crazy, and if you're an Apple user like me, because I'm a weeb and also a someone who actually needs a reliable computer, you've probably heard something about this already. Because I mean, iTunes just sent me an email about it, and I'm like, oh, I could probably talk about this on set. And lo and behold, this Irish rock band has been around for ages. It seems like they're so old, yet they're still have that modern feel to them as well. They will be releasing their 14th studio album, Songs of Experience, December 1st. And it is meant to be a companion piece to their previous album, Songs of Innocence. As you can see, the theme being from beginning of life innocence to later in life experience.
And
Yeah.
you forgot to change the image, Naka.
I forgot
shit.
to. I'm sorry. I had to go pee. That was my bad. Here is you too. You remember that one time everybody that had an iPhone got a YouTube album for free with nobody asking and nobody knowing that was going to happen?
Oh, yeah.
That's what I think of YouTube.
You also forgot to mention that nobody caring about their music.
I saw,
No
the
offense.
I saw the tweet about that being like waiting to update or something so that they can delete that YouTube album that I didn't ask for. I haven't seen it in my thing, so I guess I'm good. I don't know. If we get it, is it just because it's a free download or is it automatic?
I think it was automatic. If it was Weird Al, on the other hand, I'd take that shit.
I mean, I've seen some free stuff. I mean, like, the last free thing I remember was Megadeth's Public Enemy #1. That was free on iTunes.
Right.
Pretty good song from their album 13. So yeah. I'm more of a fan of, I guess, U2's older stuff, though I can't really pinpoint the era. But like New Year's Eve, I think, or New Year's Day, whatever the song is, I think it's my favorite from them. Mm-hmm. I also really loved the if you remember back around the time of Hurricane Katrina, where U2 and Green Day did I think, a halftime show at the Superdome with doing I think it's Saints Are Marching and Waking Up When September Ends, which I remember that day because my dad yelled up to me when I was in my room. He's like, "Hey, Green Day's on TV," and I just came down. I remember watching that and thinking it was a really fucking awesome show. So I mean, I'm not the hugest fan of U2, but I also don't knock them at all because I think if they've been around this long doing what they do, then more power to them.
Right.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Code Geass, great anime, by the way.
You know what I think of
Yes.
U2? I just think
Don't
of the
call
lead.
me Shirley.
I just think of the South Park joke of the lead singer. Yeah, 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 and he's trying to defend his biggest crap in the world thing because he is secretly the biggest crap in the world.
You know what I think of you two?
Is that actually making fun
You
of
two
James
are
Hetfield?
freaking ridiculous.
I thought that
I
was a
honestly
reference to
don't
James
care.
Hetfield, because that's like I've seen the meme of that guy who's like looks like he's like the veins bulging on his face, who's sitting in the classroom. It's like when you're James Hetfield and you haven't said yeah for 5 minutes.
Who the hell watched Code Geass? No one cared about Code Geass.
No one cares about you. What? Oh!
Anyway,
I was
I don't.
I watched that for a bit, but it's not.
Sorry, I had to pee. Gosh.
But anyway, guys, I don't have much to say regarding U2. It's one of those bands where I feel like, you know, they have their sponsorship from Apple, which, you know, great. But I can't find anyone who actually listens to them, like,
I think
at all.
I know
my
one
mom-
person, and that's it.
Oh,
I know
who
my
listens
mom-
to them religiously and actually likes them?
Well, not
I think she-
religiously, but has gone to a U2 show.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I think
he
it's-
was the
it's one of
guy I
those
went to
things,
Metallica
it's like-
with.
Oh,
It
really?
also-
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah, speaking of South Park, that's kind of like because my mom and her sisters, or 5 sisters, all from Florida. They also like Jimmy Buffett, and I love the South Park joke of that. Like Jimmy Buffett is for alcoholic women from the South, which
Mhm.
I can testify is pretty fucking true.
Right.
But yeah, I think my parents kind of like them. They're like, I think that they're one of the few bands that have been able to transition from classic to modern rock and still keep a good sound about them.
Right.
But albeit, you know, relying on Apple for that sponsorship, I think is a little bit like annoying because you're kind of shoving it in everyone's face. But I don't think they really need that to really persevere.
Right. Okay.
That's just my opinion. But
That's all I have to say regarding U2.
yeah.
And same.
Same. Yeah. All right. So this one was a little disappointing just because I had to use a potato image for this, but it's good music.
Did
So
somebody
it's just-
say potato?
Potato.
Somebody
Yeah.
say potato?
Yeah.
There we go.
Liam Irishman. Fucking. I've been
Continue.
watching too many Markiplier's Evil Within 2 streams. So
Or,
yeah.
or you know, just
Hey guys,
know.
it's Di here.
Sausage Party, which was actually pretty good.
Yeah. All the debauchery. So, what we have. Hopefully, it's gonna change soon.
It changed.
Yeah,
I already changed it.
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
just talk. Just talk.
That was the thing. But yeah, look at that shit. One of the pillars of the Florida death metal scene, as we were just talking about Florida, Morbid Angel. They're going to be releasing their 9th studio album, Kingdoms Disdained. You can tell it's death metal just by looking at it.
Yeah,
think-
it's a little pixelated. Don't worry.
The thing was that, fuck off Java. The other thing that, like, when you search it on Google Images, they'll sometimes have the thumbnail of a YouTube video, but the problem is that is way too large of like pixel size for what I was trying to paste it into. So I just had to go with this one, but you can still see the basic thing, a giant, you know, horned god creature thing destroying a city. What am I looking at? I couldn't find a reliable clip of new material besides what's been linked here, which was put in a playlist by the band's YouTube account, so at least someone approved it. It's a song called Warped, although the track listing doesn't have one called that, but rather has one called Paradigms Warped. I don't know if they're the same thing or not, but more details will come forth once the album is actually available. And yeah, I said before, badass cover, and it's kind of hard to see, but there's also like a tower impaling his eye up towards the sort of the middle third of it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to this because I've gotten more into some classic death metal stuff, including.
If you guys excuse me, I have something I need to tend to. I'll be back in just a few seconds.
1, 2, 3, 4, 7. Anyway,
Shit!
Can I talk about my opinion?
Go ahead.
Personally, I prefer Deathclock when it comes to quote-unquote death metal or deathcore or whatever, because Deathclock actually has a sense of humor about their stuff. I can't really listen to death metal, in my opinion.
I mean, well, not as consistently, but at least when I saw Monomarth, their singer was like, come sing along. He's like, it's death metal. No one knows the words.
Right.
But I like this shit that's both heavy like this, but also very somewhat at least melodic, and at least it's not just like random guitar playing shit.
Right.
I don't know. But I still like that too. Yeah, it's another good thing for metal that these guys are still around and are still making good music. I'm going to be checking this out. Hopefully, once they actually release the actual music, we'll have to figure out what's actually real.
Right.
Cookie Monster.
There's a fucking video of like a death metal artist. He's in front of a piano and he's like hitting notes. He's like, oh, 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 oh.
I don't have much to say regarding Morbid Angel. It seems like a nice time. It just doesn't interest me as much. I'm more interested in the next one, however. But yeah,
death metal's always a good time, except when it's not. Even then, it still is.
Do you have anything to say, Naka?
I already said my opinion. You just had to go take a pee or something, so you didn't hear it.
Okay, well,
You'll hear it. You'll hear it in post.
I'll hear it in post. Anyway, continue, Krüz.
Yep. So the next thing is from.
He's from
In Flames. It's called Down, Wicked, and No Good. This is a Swedish melodic metalcore group, and they've certainly changed quite a bit over the years, leaning more towards alternative metal than their original kind of death metal and metalcore sound. However, they still managed to keep going and keep making good stuff, as their last album, Battles, was pretty damn good. And this is the cover right here, which has their logo on it.
Really interesting.
Of course. Yeah. Their logo is really cool. But here they've cited some of their influences, namely Depeche Mode with their cover of It's No Good. Which I find fitting because the band was not incorporating like a synth player, but like having some of that synth effect to it, which it seemed fitting that they would choose Depeche Mode and some of the other artists, which the other songs were Down in a Hole by Alice in Chains, classic kind of grunge metal, post-hardcore fusion stuff. Wicked Game by Chris Isaac, and a live cover of Hurt by 9 Inch Nails. That's industrial rock. So the 80s synth rock, grungy heavy metal, and classic industrial metal, it's all good shit. And I think it's a fitting compilation of the band's influences, and you can really see where their sound came from. I've seen these guys live. They played with Hell Yeah.
Hell yeah.
They're pretty damn good. They put on a really good show. They're currently on tour, co-headlining with Five Finger Death Punch with support of Mice and Men in Europe. Speaking of Five Finger Death Punch, a reminder that their greatest hits album, Decade of Destruction, is also available on December 1st. All the music from this, Down, Wicked, and No Good, is currently available. I just happened to see this while passing through iTunes, so I just figured I would announce it.
I'm just going to go off topic just a little bit. Naka, I noticed that, while you're scrolling through slides, like, they don't tend to fade in naturally.
I can't do that without setting up 100,000 scenes.
What do you mean, like 100,000 scenes?
The difference between scene and source is that there's no transitions in between sources. There's transitions in between scenes. There's nothing I can do to make it fade naturally. I can only make it fade naturally between, say, contact info, switching from that scene to the visual scene.
Okay. I mean, it's better than nothing, but
It's better than nothing. Take that for
right.
what it's worth.
Yeah, of course. I was just curious because we keep going. I mean, it is better than nothing. I guess it would take a long time to do 100,000 scenes. Is what you're trying to tell me?
Well, not 100,000. That's
Obligatory number.
Yes, but fact of the matter is, I don't want to be creating a scene just for one thing and then switching it back.
Oh, okay. So you have to make a bunch of scenes just to make the whole thing work, and it's more work to make the scenes than just to stick with the actual slides.
Yes.
Okay. No, that's fine.
We'll figure it out. This is their first try of it.
I mean,
and
we'll figure it out.
From, my little hiccup, I think we've done a good job of it so far.
Yeah, I mean, well, Krüz, you did a very good job making these. Anyway, enough about that. In Flames, Down, Wicked, and No Good. I was listening to it. I really do enjoy what they had to offer. It sounds very interesting. It sounds very entertaining. I'm not too sure if they had something better or if they had better music that I was listening to back then, but you said it was pretty good shit, and I would tend to agree. I'm pretty sure it does sound like pretty good shit. But other than that, yeah, that's really all I have to say. Naka?
I personally don't really have much to say about In Flames. It does sound pretty good. I just can't really think of words to speak English about it.
Right.
But I am excited for the very next thing because
just gotta feel the music,
Yeah, the next one I can feel a lot.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we all can certainly. I imagine.
But anything else to say regarding this movie? I mean, this album.
The music video is pretty cool. I don't know. In Flames has had some good music videos, especially for the end from Battles was a pretty good. It's like shot in a GoPro, and they're like around it. I don't think it's paintball, but it looks like it's kind of like a tactical operation. Like from a guy with a assault rifle kind of thing. It looks pretty cool.
So is that all we have to say regarding In Flames?
I believe that is all we have to say.
Yeah. One more thing. And
long time ago, in a galaxy
last.
far away, Naboo was under an attack. Okay, go.
Yep. The most lovable weird parody artist of all time, Mr. Weird Al Yankovic.
Hardware store.
Yes.
Yeah. The Squeeze Box. The complete works of Weird Al.
Way back when I was just a little bitty boy living in the box on the stairs in the corner of the basement on the house of the street of Jerry's Bait Shop.
Catch up.
You know the place. But anyway.
You know the place. I was listening to that.
I know. Yeah. Virus. Yeah. So we all know at least some Weird Al song, given but the most well-known, lovable, weird parody artists that have done. I chose this one because he had to cover. My favorite from him was the cover of Canadian Idiot, of course, being a parody of Green Day's American Idiot. And if you love Weird Al like we do, you know what you're in for here. I'll also, I think if I can paste in the chat if it'll allow me to, but we've also included the link to the actual website since this is not a download. This is a physical.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a physical purchase that you have to link. It's a physical box set of.
It's $300 on regular CD. It's $400 on vinyl.
Really? So, 300 on a CD?
Well, not a CD, but it's a CD collection.
Oh, the CD collection.
Because it's
right.
all of them.
It's his entire discography plus more, some more goodies involved. So if you
300 in total on
14,
CD, and then 400 on
CDs plus another extra music CD plus a few other little posters and whatnot,
and then 400 on record, right?
I believe so.
On vinyl, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
So yeah, this is this is for if you're a really big fan of Weird Al, or if you're looking for a really good present for someone that'll really probably make them happy if they're a fan. This is something good to look for. According to the website, they are selling fast. They will be available for shipment in about 5 days on November 24th. So it's time to act fast if you're interested in getting one. I almost said that incorrectly. Pernandez thinks it correctly. Yeah, we have the link. All right, so
Yeah, it's up there.
that's a link to the website. You'll be able to see what the thing looks like if you want to get it. I'm personally not going to get it, of course, because I don't have nearly enough money. But
you love Weird Al.
I still love Weird Al.
He's a big part of it.
Yeah, I just love this cover, the straight out of Linwood. Don't wanna be a Canadian idiot.
Well,
See
I
the
think that's
master hovering right over us. Tell you the truth, it makes me kind of nervous.
Don't forget to, I forgot my favorite song by Weird Al. I love The Saga Begins. That's a very good song.
No, I love Hardware Store in Albuquerque. And
Albuquerque is the best song ever. It is the best song ever.
Don't forget Trapped in the Drive-Thru.
Or everything.
Oh, yeah, that was... I said ketchup.
Don't forget about Everything You Know Is Wrong. Everything you know is wrong. Black is white, up is down, and short is long. And everything you know that was so important doesn't matter. That song.
Everything you know is wrong.
Just forget the words and sing along.
All you need to understand is everything you know is wrong.
And an Amish paradise. So yeah, we could go on for
Voice
days.
delay.
Yes.
That really screwed me up.
I know. It's like we were trying to sing, but it kept going through one audio channel in another.
See, I hope we didn't rape your ears too horribly.
Yeah, we
But-
hope so.
Forward this email to everybody.
Yes. So yeah, of course. So to recap, physical thing that you would have to buy. It's expensive. It's an investment. It would probably be a great gift for anyone who loves Weird Al or just wants to have a really good laugh. So that's a high recommended gift if you're able to get it. I think I would be it's called Squeeze Box because the box thing is an accordion, or it looks like one. But yeah, that's probably the best way you can finish off music here with one of the greatest. One of the greatest.
I had
funny
to be
guys.
first in line.
Yeah.
I wonder if I
Next thing.
I wonder if I actually sang that to hardware store employees, how fast I would get kicked out.
Right.
It probably depends on the store, but I don't know. At least around my era, they probably just look at you funny and then just like about 2 minutes later, eventually just say, "What the fuck are you doing?" They just probably just not know what to do, honestly. But yeah, the next thing is good music, and with that, music is at an end, and video games will be at its beginning with another little bonus feature.
We have 2 bonus features this week.
Even double or nothing.
Double or
Bonuses
nothing.
all around.
So, first things first, we have the Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which is
Biggin. The biggin.
Which
the
is-
biggin.
spoiler alert, it's pretty much the only notable release that isn't a repeat.
It is unfortunate. Like we were literally looking at the agenda, and
And there's
there
ones
was
that we've
just-
already gotten. Like
It was either hand-me-downs that we already know or repeats that were already being re-released in the console. You didn't change the image.
I did change the image. You have stream delay.
Yeah. Well, be sure to.
You guys always forget that.
Oh yeah. Well, be sure to change the image before you actually get to the video game section so that it doesn't show Weird Al again. But anyway.
well, I mean, it's our first try. We're allowed to fuck up. First try.
Yeah, first try. Anyway, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, I think, is probably the game that I was most excited for when the Nintendo Switch was announced because I played Xenoblade Chronicles, the original. I was absolutely in love. But continue. But continue, Naka. I can't.
Hold your fan. Guess I'm just a bit longer.
Yeah.
Shut up. Let me work.
Shut up.
Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is an upcoming action role-playing video game being developed by Monolith Soft and published by Nintendo for the
Why
Nintendo
are you talking
Switch
like
video
John
game
Bailey
console.
from movie trailers? Anyway.
Oh yeah, it's also from this trailer is rated H for honest.
Yes.
I think he also does that one too, which is great.
Don't
They'll probably
judge
have
me.
one of those.
Don't judge me. Let me do what I want.
Okay.
The game is a part of the Xeno series, serving as a sequel to the first Xenoblade Chronicles, and is scheduled for a worldwide release on December 1st, 2017. The game is an open-world action RPG. While it is a sequel to Xenoblade Chronicles, it features a new world and new cast of characters. It stars protagonist Rex and his new friend Pyra, Pyra.
Oh, I was going to say, I would say
it's Pyra.
I would say Pyra. Well, I don't know.
It's Pyra because
I was just thinking of King Pyrrhus.
Well, then you have to think about Pyro.
Pyhr, whatever you want to call it.
Anyway.
Pyra.
They're both searching the world for Elysium. Oh God, not that movie.
That movie was amazing. What are you talking about? Keep going.
I'm joking. Anyway, the ultimate paradise for humanity. The game takes place in an endless ocean of clouds, where the last remnants of civilization live on the backs of numerous colossal beasts known as the Titans. Like the previous games in the series, Xenoblade Chronicles 2 plays as an RPG where the player controls one character out of a party of 3. Or a party of 6 if you're talking Pokemon.
Yeah, but that's not Pokemon.
Or 2 out of 6 if it's a double battle. Don't even get me started.
Yeah.
The game employs an open world design with players pretty much it's an open world game. You can go wherever the hell you want, whenever the hell you want, with interconnected environments, a day-night cycle.
Be careful where you go, otherwise you will get killed immediately.
Yes.
Krüz, can you stop interrupting?
Also you, Scarfy.
Yes.
Don't be a hypocrite.
I know.
A day-night cycle which actually affects in-game events, quests, enemy strengths, and certain items available. I have heard the Xenoblade games are good. I normally do not have the patience for RPG games other than Pokemon or the South Park games that have come out the past few years. I still have never counted out the Xenoblade games. It does look like a great title for the Switch and will be out on the 1st of December.
Okay. Can I?
So, quick thing before you go off. Is this only for the Switch? It's not for the DS?
Yes,
it is only
for the Switch.
Yes, that is correct. The only reason why the original Xenoblade Chronicles was on the new Nintendo 3DS is because they actually were able to import it very moderately well from the Wii to the Nintendo 3DS, the new Nintendo 3DS.
The 3D works fairly well in that game.
Yes.
Without frame rate dropping.
You really need to play more of it though, dude. You keep playing.
I got stuck. Is the problem? I got stuck and I'm gonna have to.
Showed you a Let's Play of Chugga Conroy. Why can't you just watch it?
Because I forgot. Because I'm stupid.
All right. Well, anyway,
but I'll make sure I grind it out before getting this because I'll probably. I'm definitely gonna have to save up before I get this anyway. So it'll give me some time.
I'm very, very excited for Xenoblade Chronicles 2 because the first time when I saw the trailer, and this was around the time that me and Naka were actually watching a release of the Nintendo Switch where they were talking about all their video games, and by the way, there was a horrible translator translating from Japanese to English for English-speaking audiences. And yeah, but anyway, Xenoblade Chronicles 2, from the moment I saw it, I instantly fell in love. I knew this was going to be the one game that I really wanted to get. And I mean, like, really, really wanted to get. Unfortunately, I do not have a Nintendo Switch, but hopefully if somehow, if by some chance divine intervention lets me have it, I'll probably get it during the holidays, who knows, but yeah, it's out there for people who really want it, and I am very, very excited for this game. I can't get enough of it, and that's all I have to really say. What about you, Naka? I mean, Krüz.
I was about to say, why are you going to me? I've already said my piece.
It's like hot potato here. You're talking about potatoes again, being like, wait, why are you throwing it to me?
Somebody say potato.
Did it. I already did it to me, boy. Yeah. Yeah. As I sort of mentioned there, I kind of got stuck at one point from the original Xenoblade on the 3DS.
Can I just send you Chugga Conroy's playlist?
Yeah, send it to me again because I forgot because I'm an idiot. Go ahead and do that. I'll make sure you try to work on it.
Yeah.
Because of course, I'll have time. I don't know if I'll be able to complete the whole thing before I get this, but
maybe during the holidays.
Yeah, probably. I could probably just I don't know. Is this December 1st? I could probably wait till Christmas, I guess.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, my parents tend to be good about this. That it's weird because what they'll sometimes do for Christmas is like they'll get me something that I want, but that I didn't ask for. But that's so similar to the thing that I asked for that it's kind of like if I ask for the thing that I asked for, they'll be like, "Well, you already got this." I'm like, it's so similar, but it's not the exact thing I wanted. But they're pretty good to me. I can't complain. They've gotten
One problem,
a lot of my
Kyle.
guitar gear.
Only one problem, Kyle. Krüz lives in Baltimore. I live in California.
Yeah. I live in the. Well, actually, I'm not far from Baltimore, but I'm between Northern Maryland, Southern Maryland. I visit Baltimore quite often. It's where I was born. Fun fact: I randomly found out that's where Corpse Grinder of Cannibal Corpse was from. I was wondering like why he sounds like he has a Baltimore accent, but yeah, enough about that. So the original, the game, the Xenoblade, I thought was really, really fun. I loved, getting to just run around and I was just running and jumping constantly, just it being able to just basically fly around the world, seeing all the beautiful scenery in it. And
yeah, the best way to describe this game is think Skyrim but with plot, basically.
I think it's kind of like Skyrim plus a little bit of the Zelda beauty in the open world kind of thing, at least what they did with Breath of the Wild. And there's a good thing that the 3D does work without a significant frame rate drop, which is the problem that it's been experiencing, at least with Pokemon, which is understandably why they pretty much dropped it from the game, because the frame rate was just so god-awful when you turned on 3D that it wasn't worth it.
Right.
But here, I really like what they did with the game. I love the music, too. Of course, as soon as I heard that song Mechanical Rhythm, it's just beautiful symphonic rock metal kind of shit.
Oh, just wait till you get to the final boss. Nothing compares to that.
Yeah,
but
they have some really good ambient music that really captures the feel of the world. And I'm really excited to see what they do with Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Mm-hmm. It looks like they have a potential to really cement the series in Nintendo's, beyond just being like, hey, let's just put this guy in Brawl, and not Brawl, or Smash 4, or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and say that he's popular. But I think they actually can cement this series in Nintendo and make it into one of their, albeit not on the level of Final Fantasy, but like one of their staple franchises here.
Right.
So I really have high hopes for this, and I'll be trying to get it on the Switch because I was fortunate to get one. So I had to save up a lot of money from working for, to cover for it, in addition to what I was, just getting itself, because I got the bundle with Zelda, and that was like $400. But like, I'm saving up, I guess, for more games. I have a backlog of games that I want to get. Like I still need to get Cuphead and a bunch of others. But yeah, this is going to be at the top of my list here.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, that's really all we have to say regarding Xenoblade 2. I wish I had a Switch. I wish I had a new TV. I can't play these games, unfortunately, but yeah. Anyway, we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
All right, so is that all?
Yep.
If so.
That is literally the only new release that's coming out.
And I get to make the Slayer reference again. Payback's a bitch, motherfucker!
Yeah, video games is pretty dry today.
It is dry.
They're saving it, I believe, for the holiday season. There's going to be probably a bunch of releases around Christmas time.
Yeah, it's a pretty dry weekend.
Mm-hmm. So, because Krüz spoiled it, and now I have the image up, because stream delay. I am reviewing Need for Speed Payback. But first, I'm going to show a video that turns out you can actually just inject a video clip right into OBS. And as soon as you make it visible, it's visible to everybody. And then when the clip is done, it just turns itself off.
Nice. That's clutch. Versus leaving just a blank video screen there.
Yeah. We better not get copyright striked from this.
This is literally a clip from my own thing with no music.
Cool. Okay, cool.
Yeah, good. Because I noticed because I streamed Need for Speed Rivals, and it was weird because it was sporadic with the stream of where like it would it didn't take down the video, but it would just mute certain segments of it. And like there was something I captured that was really funny, but it was muted because it had to stop right in that moment. It kind of pissed me off.
Oh man, if I could play Smash Brothers on a cinema projector, that would be the best thing ever.
Oh my god, if we could just rent out a movie theater and just play that, that would be so fucking awesome.
I know. All right, so we're seeing. Okay, so what's this? We're looking at
gameplay.
That is some gameplay because I only record 30-second clips on my Xbox.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But
Nice.
that was a thing that happened.
It looks really good.
Yeah. Well, this is an off script review.
Oh boy. Oh shit. Well,
Ow.
you're dead. Or not.
No, I was able to drive away from that.
Yeah.
That's what was funny.
One of the things I love to do, because when I would drive off a cliff, it would just immediately cut to a cinematic shot of me falling down the cliff. And I was just like, I was just laughing so fucking hard at it.
You know, it gives me an idea that we could stream YouTube trailers on here, but the problem is that if we did that, we would get
That's copyright and a half.
Yeah, we would get in a lot of trouble unless we can do something along the lines of Far From Subtle, where it's only like part of the screen and we're just like sitting down watching it while people are chatting. But other than that, you know. So anyway, Naka, your review for Need for Speed Payback. Go ahead.
Let me actually do my review. So, when we initially talked about this game, I did have some gameplay experience because Origin Access / EA Access gives people.
Do you want a loot box? No? Okay. We were listening to fans. A single most disliked post on Reddit ever.
Actually, I do want to bring that up. That is something that EA put into Star Wars Battlefront 2, but they're making DICE take the blame for it because EA is a bunch of assholes.
At least we got some victory there. Well, yeah, that's the thing, that there's a random Telegram channel called Shower Thoughts. Usually they post just random shit, but they're posting something that's important, like, don't let this overshadow net neutrality, or whatever. Fair use has gotten a good victory, at least with the case with Ethan and Gila from H3H3. That's the last I know of it.
Mm-hmm. But I do want to mention, there is a loot box system in this game, but the way you can get loot boxes is by playing the game. Paid loot boxes are completely optional. You don't even need them to like completely progress through the game.
Yeah, why the hell do you think we have loot boxes like all around Overwatch, for crying out loud? But anyway,
those are just cosmetics.
Yeah.
And I mean, in all honesty, the items you can get from these loot boxes are cosmetics, but at least you can sell them in game. And then you also get money and part tokens, which you need to get parts. So it's like, well then. And after every single event, you get a speed card, which is a part that you could either equip to your vehicle, trade in, or sell, or send it to your garage for further notice.
Shutterwolf is asking, what about fair use? Well, you see the problem with that is that even if we were to put trailers up there, the studios are still going to be bitchy about it because
given the way EA treats its developers and studios, I forget which one it was, but Alpha Omega did video on it that it
was Visceral.
They shut them down. Given the way that they treat that, we don't want to mess around with that kind of legal.
I mean, it would be one thing if we're like watching an anime and streaming an anime on here, but we're not streaming anime. We're streaming, movie trailers and all that stuff. But even still, it's something that we can't really do because, like, we would get
things we're not allowed to do.
I mean, like, are we really going to pay, an arm and a leg to have a lawsuit with a film company for having having a trailer on one of our videos? I don't think so. But anyway, Naka.
Funny thing is, Felix, you mentioned those things. Yeah, the reason why CSGO skin gambling got shut down is because online gambling is technically illegal in the state of Washington, where Valve is located. So pretty much
PewDiePie posted a video on this, and his included a link on that saying that they have a petition that declares that this loot box thing is a form of gambling. which I think is
Wait, online gambling is illegal? Why? You're putting your own money. It should count either way.
It's not. It's something to do with tax reasons, or
okay.
it's something with state law. I mean, I can't do DraftKings or any like the fantasy sports where you pay money to try and get money.
Right.
I can't do that in this state. It's considered illegal from it's strange in Washington state, but I have paid $0.00 of my actual real money that I earn into loot boxes for Need for Speed Payback. You know why? Because, well, for one, I did pay an extra $20 to get the deluxe edition, so I got some loot boxes already when I started the game. And you get loot boxes when you level up. You get at least 2. So, through that, and just playing the game, you can get these quote-unquote...
I don't think there's a problem with getting them when you actually play the game, but the pay-to-play ones are kind of annoying because it's like... It's a bitch out for the people who don't want to get good.
But anyway, do you have anything else to say regarding this, Naka?
Oh no, loot box system aside, the way that Need for Speed Payback does it is far better than say Forza or Overwatch or Battlefront 2. I haven't heard about Fortnite issues. PlayerUnknown Battlegrounds maybe. But anyway, I'm going to continue on.
Okay.
As I soldier on. So, I'm not going to get into details of story, mainly because I don't want to spoil it for, well, me, because I'm not all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not going to spoil it for people who might actually still want to play.
Right.
So, I want to start off with the physics. Physics are far better than Need for Speed 2015 and Need for Speed Rivals for that matter. They're
a little bit iffy, especially because you can make a I could easily glitch out the game. It's just kind of annoying. It's funny but annoying too.
Yeah, that Need for Speed 2015 felt like an unpolished brick. Whereas Payback, from a physics standpoint and the way that the cars handle, it feels much better. Customization, it's not behind level locks, thankfully. It's pretty much play the game, do something in the game that pretty much, oh hey, you want to get spoilers? Drive 175 miles an hour for 3 seconds. There you go, you got spoilers unlocked for every single vehicle. That's what I do like about the customization, and there's more of it. Of course, there's these vanity items such as colored nitrous, tire smoke, underglow neon, and air suspension that are found in said loot boxes / shipments, but you can get those shipments pretty easily just by playing through the game. So, there's that. The way that cars are unlocked, there's actual progression instead of, oh, hey, let me just buy a supercar right off the start of the game and dominate everything. Yeah, that doesn't work. Also,
whereas there's the beginning of Underground 2 where you just never wanted to give up the car that they gave you in the beginning because it was so awesome.
Are you almost done?
No. A review is a review, dude.
I know, but like people are leaving.
Let's get back here. We'll kick your ass.
So when you buy a car or you build a derelict car after beating some certain missions, it is locked to a set class. So if you buy a car from the race dealership or build a derelict car that is for the race tier, you cannot change that, and that vehicle is only eligible for those events. There are 5 classes, or 5 kind of like tiers. There's runner, which is for it's basically for running from cops and doing delivery missions. There's drifting, there's off-road, there's drag racing, and then there's the normal race mode. And they all have their kind of unique kind of driving styles. Race and runner are pretty similar. Drift, the cars are twitchier. Off-road, the cars better off-road. And drag racing, they can barely steer. There's a lot of
was one of my actually favorites because I could just go all out and just be like maximum overdrive
and
just hope that you don't total.
Yeah, and there are numerous references. Not only there's a I'm not gonna give away when this happens. There's a reference to the Matrix in one of the missions. I found that really funny. There's references to internet memes, not too many, thankfully, and there's
Just
references to other.
tasteful.
Yes, there's references to other Need for Speed games too. Overall, I say if you want to look for a racing game that's arcade and that one thing I forget to mention. If you do buy the deluxe edition, you do get like money boosts anytime you win a race, and you start off with like quote unquote premium cars, which are pretty much kind of visual customized, so you can get a taste for what the customization's like early on. Anyway, Need for Speed Payback is a very, very solid title from EA and the Need for Speed franchise after the previous couple of duds that came in the franchise. I do recommend picking it up if you are a fan of some of the older style Need for Speed games, but want something new. Older style meaning Underground through about Carbon.
Hell yeah, that's my shit.
I'm not done.
I mean,
I'm not done.
hurry up.
Yeah, but Krüz is about to interrupt me. And this is actually the first modern racing game of 2017 that I've purchased, which I thought was a little strange, but after all the fun gameplay I've seen, and yeah, there are faults in the game, but, it's off to a much better start than Battlefront 2, I can say that much, but it's a fun game. I'm having fun with it. I highly recommend you go pick it up for PS4, PC, or Xbox One. Anyway, I'm done.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that PR dumpster fire that is EA at Battlefront 2 is kind of. You wonder how they can just get away with this, but they still do have good games, and I fully agree with what Alpha said, and also as Boozy has referenced in when I saw his panel at Furthermore.
I was responsible for making you for.
It says vote with your wallet. Like, if you don't want them to do it, don't buy it. Just vote with your wallet. That was his point.
I was the one who got you into Alpha Omega Sin.
I think I'd been subscribed to him before you told me, but you actually got me to actually watch the videos.
And you love them.
Yeah, I love his videos because he's kind of like just has some of the things that I was like thinking of exactly. It's just one of those people like. Certain metalhead things that we think alike in some cases, in the way that we just talk about things. I don't know. I think he's really well versed, and doesn't hold back on what he says, which I think is
great.
It's great to listen to.
Anyway,
and one last thing, I'm actually gonna use like a minute, not like 5 or 10, like I just did. The 2017 Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series has come to a close. All 3 major series. It was championship weekend. Christopher Bell won the Trucks Championship. William Byron, who's taking over for Hendrick Motorsports ride next year in the Cup Series, won the Xfinity Championship. And my man, Martin Truex Jr., dominated the season. 8 wins, 20 stage wins. And he got to hold the champion. He got to hold the champion trophy at the end of the night at Homestead, Miami. By God, I am so glad for him. He deserved to win when he got 7 wins this season. I mean, he had to hold off Kyle Busch, who, as much as I think he's a prick, he's a very good race car driver. So he can be a douche, but he's still one of the best race car drivers out there on the sport right now. So
yeah. By the way, Naka, did you know that race car is a palindrome?
Yes, I know. I've known that ever since I was like 7.
I'm just asking.
I've had this for at least 2 years.
Keep your pants wet, your dreams dry, and remember.
No, keep your pants dry, keep your dreams wet, and remember.
I'll whack off again. We'll save the whacking off for later. I had to, when you said Bush, I had to check my hoodie. It's Kurt Busch, not Kyle Busch.
I was about to say Kurt
yeah.
Busch is far better than Kyle.
Yeah, I have a Monster Outlaw hoodie of Kurt Busch because I just liked it because I asked my mom, I want to have one of the hoodies of the Monster logo, and that's what they got me.
Oh yeah, no.
As I said, that's what they got.
It's
that was
a great.
So similar. I couldn't complain, which I thought was really cool. Still.
No, I think Monster has done great with the sponsorship this year, and I think I've driven the most Monster this year than I have out of any other year. So there's something.
Oh, most I did was high school, and I had to. Well, I still drank it. I had one today, but I had to stop because I would drink 2 a day, and I'd get the shakes, and it was horrible. But
you really only should have one. But
yeah,
anyway.
I know, and I did my research. I did like a thing where you can calculate your body weight and have your theoretical limit. So I really pushed the limits there.
I've never met a person who drank Monster and died.
I shouldn't have to. I've only heard rare cases of that because it's of people who did that but overexerted themselves afterwards as well.
Right.
But yeah, caffeine in moderation, kids. Don't do what I did. Reminds me of the Dave Grohl Fresh Pots incident.
Anyway,
he got sent to the hospital.
Some other things. This was Dale Jr.'s final season. We believe it is Matt Kenseth's final season. Danica Patrick has announced she is retiring from full-time and only doing one NASCAR race next year. One comment about her, I really wanted her to succeed, but when she became a kind of laughingstock, mediocre driver, I kind of dropped support for her. It's nothing. It's nothing against women who drive race cars, because I think, holy shit, they should drive race cars if they can, kick ass and take names. Hell yeah, I'll have their support. But
yeah, diversity for the win.
But the problem is that it's if it's forced, like in some cases, then you don't get the results that you're looking for. I don't think this was necessarily forced. I don't know enough about it, but I do think that there should be, maybe they have another co-ed series. I don't know if they want to add that on or if they just want to make.
Oh no,
series
it's been co-ed for a long time. It's just disappointing that she had the career that she had in the Cup Series. Some notable news that happened this year. Kurt Busch won the Daytona 500. That was a great race. All the plate races were really good this year. I actually went to a NASCAR race where Kevin Harvick won, and my boy from Enumclaw, Washington, Casey King, got wrecked by his stupid lap-down car.
Was Harvick number 2?
He's number 4.
Oh, wow.
Because I went to one race in Richmond.
Number 2 is Brad Keselowski.
Brad Keselowski, he has the Bud Light car. I think it was the Sprint series at the time. But I went to one race in Richmond. It was pretty fun. Almost got rained out, but it didn't. It was a fun time.
Some notable driver news. Let's see. Casey Kane's moving to the 95 for Levine Family Racing, which you don't really care about. Alex Bowman and William Byron are going to be the new drivers at Hendrick Motorsport because Dale Jr. is retiring. And, William Byron's being replaced with... Casey Kane's being replaced with William Byron, who I think is a great driver anyway. Darrell Wallace Jr., who had to fill in for some races this year, he is now going to be the first full-time African-American driver in a long, long time, and he's got support behind him too.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Diversity, man.
Full-time. So you're saying full-time as in other racers have been one-offs?
Have been one-offs or like temporary schedules.
Okay, or a healthy scratch.
Yeah, no, this is a full 36 race schedule.
That's good. I mean, I think that these people, with people with genuine talent, any background, should be allowed to do this if they want to. And it's always a great success story when you see that happen in real life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Anyway,
so to recap, 2017 was actually a far better season than 2016 and 2015. I was thinking the stage racing was going to be crap. It actually adds a lot more excitement. There is my two main drawbacks is that, one, it ends in a caution after the end of each stage, and two, because it ends in a caution, the laps after a stage ends count, which is stupid. And hopefully 2018 is going to be bigger and better, and holy crap, I had a great damn day today.
Okay.
You know, I had a great day today too. The Ravens won and got their third shutout of the season and a first win in Green Bay. 5-5. We're back in it. We ain't done yet.
Okay.
And the Seahawks play tomorrow. That's football. Anyway, that is all for my segment of the news today. The only reason why it went so long is because there was pretty much nothing in my category. So I'm just like,
I understand. Scraping the bottom of the barrel here.
We'll have
I've
one
had to
review.
do many a time.
We'll have like one actual release. We'll have a game review, and then we'll have a sports season review. Man, I had NASCAR 2017 was great.
The good thing is
I'm
that
sorry. I just saw the sneak peek of what you did. You literally cannot transition over without having to fade back out, can you?
I can't. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I know. Now it looks unnatural.
it looks such
Well,
not natural. Yeah.
Anyway, that is all for my segment. I'm sorry that I spoiled it for you, but that's, it's either I have to do it before I transition or after I transition, and it's still going to have the previous image.
ugh, so unnatural. Fine, let's just do it after then, but do it quickly. Anyway, so we're
Remind me
done.
of fucking Disdained video when he's doing inhale screaming like the. It's like, this is so unnatural. You're not supposed to do this.
So we're transitioning now.
Yes, you can get on with your film, movie, newspaper news, and we got a big one to start.
Yes. So if you thought Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit were worlds that weren't being visited anymore, boy, are you in for a shock. Amazon has just announced that a prequel series to Lord of the Rings is being made after the events of The Hobbit and before the events of Fellowship of the Ring. The price was extravagant, with the rights to Lord of the Rings being at least $200 million. Apparently, the show will focus on unexplored stories based on J.R.R. Tolkien's original writings. Amazon also said it will produce the series along with Tolkien Estate and Trust, the book publisher HarperCollins, and the film studio New Line Cinema. One part of me is excited, while the other part of me is very skeptical. We have a fantasy series called Game of Thrones going on right now, and with Lord of the Rings storyline and characters being much tamer in nature, it's hard to say if this series will do well. However, only time will tell. What do you guys have to say?
I was wondering if I got the right image because I believe I got the cinematic series. Is this they're putting the original films on, or are they making new ones?
No, they're making new ones.
They're making a series, like a show.
Oh, okay. So, well, it's not entirely off. It's accurate somewhat. It's still Lord of the Rings, the cinematic way,
Right.
universe, whatever you want to call it, franchise thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. That would depend on how many people watch Game of Thrones and are Lord of the Rings fans. They'll probably at least have the knowledge that this was like kind of the base for Game of Thrones. Like this is the original source of that kind of world, and also a heavy inspiration to like Norse. It's heavily J.R.R. Tolkien's like heavily based on Norse mythology as well.
Right.
And as I've said a few times, Amon Amarth is the Elvish name for Mount Doom, which is a great band. I think you, Scarfy, I showed me the first one. I've seen 2 of the Hobbit films.
I need to show you the other 2.
Yeah, and I'm a huge fan of Christopher Lee as well. So
God rest his soul.
Yes, one of the most metal actors of all time. I hope this does well, and I think my family does have an Amazon account, so I'll probably be able to see it at some point.
Right.
Over the holidays, at least.
All right. You want to get my opinion? Well, this is going to be 3 days of my life gone just watching everything.
Wait, you're a huge Slaughter fan, aren't you?
Not necessarily, but I figured, with this, I might as well just binge watch the entire franchise.
Right.
Over the course of like 3 or 4 days. I'll just be, my mom and dad will be like, what the hell are you doing? You should be at work. Yeah, no, I had the week off, so, and there's no school right now. So,
just gonna camp out in my basement for a few days.
Right.
Well, I don't have a
Come up for
basement,
air.
but still. So, I just binge watched the entire Lord of the Rings franchise. That includes The Hobbit, the Amazon show, and the three actual movies.
You've seen you've seen Lord of the Rings extended edition, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Holy crap, so much time gone. You're just like, oh my god, this thing is so cool. Wait, what time is it? Crap, I gotta get to work. It's 4 a.m.
I know, right? Like I remember going to like AMC, no, Cinemark with my friend. We both like literally spent like $25 a ticket just to watch all 3 movies in extended edition.
Yeah.
So, you know, which was a very fun time and something that I think everyone should try once in a while because you can never get enough of it. But other than that, yeah, I'm very excited. I just hope it's not overlooked by Game of Thrones, but I think Game of Thrones will. I think this series is going to come out like 3 years after Game of Thrones is finished.
Yeah. But the most important question: what about second breakfast?
What about third breakfast?
I just love that.
Second breakfast is the most important meal of the day, man.
Serving it up. Gary's way up.
I sense a disturbance in the force.
I just love that. I just love that line. Anyway, do you guys want me to move on to our films that are coming out for the weeks?
It's too early for this holiday.
I know. Oh, thank goodness, another Christmas
movie. We can forgive them because of the subject.
All right, let's get started. The Man Who Invented Christmas is an upcoming British-Irish-Canadian drama film directed by Bharat Nalluri, written by Susan Coyne, and adapted from Les Standiford's book. It stars Dan Stevens, Christopher Plummer, and Jonathan Pryce. In October 1843, Charles Dickens was suffering from the failure of his last 3 books. Rejected by his publishers, he set out to write and self-publish a book he hoped would keep his family afloat and revive his career. The film tells the story of the 6 fever-pitched weeks in which Dickens created A Christmas Carol. The film takes audiences inside the magical process that brought to life Ebenezer Scrooge, Tiny Tim, and others, changing the holiday into the merry family event we know today as Christmas. I'm sure you guys all know the reason why this film is being brought up now. The trailer was released in early September, which we couldn't watch or bring up. Sorry, pardon.
Don't choke in your chicken nuggies.
I'm already finished them, dude.
I thought you said they weren't threatening.
Anyway, because I said that they're the least threatening. But anyway, I'm continuing. The trailer was released in early September, which we couldn't watch or bring up because we are tired of people wanting to celebrate Christmas earlier than planned. Now that that's out of the way, what do I think about the film trailer?
In June.
Well, I like that it's a cool concept on how Charles Dickens wrote the book and came up with the ideas on how the characters and story just appear and talk to you like actual characters. And I almost kind of wish I showed this as a coming attraction this early November. However, I think the trailer is fantastic and I think the movie is fantastic. But do yourself a favor, go see the movie when it's like after Thanksgiving, at least for me. Other than that, the film releases November 22nd in the US and December 1st in the UK, since, you know, the UK doesn't have Thanksgiving.
Yeah, go see it December 1st, because that's Christmas time. There's a time for Christmas. It's called D-fucking-cember. If I hear you singing Christmas music before like 12 a.m. December 1st, I will smack you. But
all right,
I do like the look of this movie. I like that, you know, it's like all in his head. The characters are just all in Charles Dickens's head,
right? And
he's like sort of talking to them and like building the story of the world around them. I think that's a really cool way to get inside the creative process there. Of course, one of the most famous Christmas stories of all time, besides, you know, Miracle on 34th Street, based in my hometown, Baltimore, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're in the Maryland area, go. It's worth it at least once in your life to go down 34th Street in Baltimore. They always light it up on Christmas time. Yeah, I like the look of this. British, Irish, Canadian. That's quite an interesting combo there. Yeah, it stars that actor that we mentioned, who's going to replace Spacey, Christopher Plummer. I think it was either him or Ian McKellen would be the great Ebenezer Scrooge. And
Well, Christopher Plummer does a good job.
Yeah, he does do a great job, but I just think it would be, if either one of them would have been a great choice. So I'm really excited to see that kind of character dynamic play out.
What do you have to say regarding this movie, Naka? Other than Christmas being celebrated too early, but really, other than that, what do you have to say?
One thing I do want to bring up is Pottersville.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Hold on. I want to talk about Potters. I want to talk about Pottersville's later. I want to talk about it.
Watch it until the end, and now I figured out why.
I know, but I want to talk about it later. Let's stay on topic for now. What do you think about Man Who Invented Christmas?
I think it's a great story. Yes. Don't watch this movie before Christmas. Do not watch this movie on Wednesday, for God's sakes.
Yes. Like, watch it during Thanksgiving. At least you can make the argument, well, Macy's already celebrating the Macy's parade, so, that kind of thing.
Yeah, and there's football.
Macy's parade is kind of like the happy medium. You notice that I think it's the Lions and the Cowboys always play on Thanksgiving. I think it's Lions, Cowboys, and the Packers always play Thanksgiving. And that's not just a pattern. That's actually
the way it's scheduled.
Yeah, that's actually established.
Anyway, I do think it's a good story on how the story of Christmas came about, and it does actually look pretty good. So, just watch it after Thanksgiving, for God's sakes.
Yeah, please. Now that that's out of the way, are we done talking about this movie?
We're talking about an Oscar film next, aren't we? Or potential.
Well, hold on. Before we talk about the next film in the news,
I should call it Oscar bait.
I kind of have to bring up an unscripted topic here. All the furries have been talking about a little film called Pottersville. I'm gonna go ahead and say this, guys. I did not know about this film until literally yesterday, and and all the furries were making a big deal about it. And
is there anyone here that does not want to hump Bigfoot?
It can't be worse than Fur and Loathing. It cannot be worse than that. At least we know that we have comfort in that. But it's just that they don't even have half-assed ones. Like, there are some half-assed ones, but they have actual fursuiters that you would actually fucking see at a con. Not like that one scene in The Shining where that one weird.
A lot of the furries just say that. A lot of funnily enough, a lot of people say that. Pottersville is an interesting comedy, and how it was able to get all those A-list actors is beyond me. But the fact that you have fucking furries in the film and they're seen in a bad light is kind of.
And we're not talking about, and it's not like half-assed things either. Like, at least one of them kind of looks like an actual fucking thing. I don't not name names, but. Or someone else is kind of local, Kiwi. It kind of has the same color concept of that guy. But yeah, apparently Felix knows someone who's in it. That's fucking funny. I mean, I think it's just like a little jab. And I mean, of course, we probably might hear something about this from furries in the media, from Abergwine. She's an amazing YouTuber. I've used her work on my English project, which turned out very well. I did cite my sources, of course.
Right.
Pop the so I mean, I don't think that there's gonna be too bad of a fallout from this. I just think that I think nowadays furries know how to make something like this into good fun. Like, even then, we've kind of made peace with Fur and Loathing, that kind of fiasco, and we're in some part better about dealing with our image.
It's gotten to be old news, and
everyone's tired of making fun of that. Like,
I need to put my piece on that, because when I joined this fandom, I'm just like, yeah, it's a way of expression. I know I'm going to be seen as some weird fucking little white kid.
Yeah,
probably just sits in his basement alone doing weird things. It's
not
true.
But it's none of your business.
Yeah, like going on a podcast and
I can make jokes about this fandom and how weird it is. I'm just like, I kind of expect this shit to happen, especially because, it's my YouTube account picture. And it's like, oh my god, it's like, yeah, so what? I don't care. I knew I'm gonna get made fun of. Shut the fuck up. Your point is invalid.
Right.
I know I'm gonna get made fun of, and this fandom does get made fun of, because guess what? That's technically a part of it. As much as we hate it, I have a sense of humor about it. And again, others might not like that, and might not like those jokes, and that's fine. I find it hilarious.
I was like at Anthrocon and like walking back to the hotel. It was in 2016, and I went by this group of people, and they asked me, like, "Are you a sex club or something?" I just turned, stared at them for a good like 10 seconds, made this kind of my word gesture, like hand over your chest, like, "Oh my god, will you say such a thing?" And then just walked away. I'm just like, you're not gonna make any progress trying to talk sense into them.
Yeah, I mean, probably not.
I just roll with it usually, unless someone's like directly, harassing me for it. I'm not really gonna give them, I'm not gonna entertain that kind of pettiness.
Right.
But I think, I don't think this is really gonna cause any, turbulence in the fandom, so to speak.
Yeah.
It's just a fun little poke at it, as long as we, don't overreact to it. I think that's where the big problem was, where these things of the fandom were pointed out and we kind of had a bitchy fit about them, and I think that's what everyone saw, and they thought that was stupid, which it was.
Yeah,
so we just need to be more mature.
Anyway, do you want me to move on?
Which is why I love Abergwine's videos.
Anyway, do you want me to move on to the next video, to the next trailer?
You're my wonder wheel.
Okay.
Yeah.
A Woody Allen film, huh? Well, we should give it the treatment it deserves. Wonder Wheel is a 2017 American drama thriller film written and directed by Woody Allen, director of the critically acclaimed Annie Hall and Midnight in Paris. It stars Kate Winslet, Jim Belushi, Juno Temple, and Justin Timberlake. The film served as the closing night film at the 55th New York Film Festival on October 14th. The film revolves around Ginny, the wife of a carousel operator who perks up when she falls for a handsome lifeguard. But when her husband's estranged daughter resurfaces and also gets her sights on Mickey, it begins the great unraveling of Ginny. Visually and artistically, the picture from the trailer looks very good, creating some soft, warm colors to go along the actors and a visually appealing production design that has me memorized by its look and decor. As for the story and the writing, it's definitely an interesting case because I do think that the movie has something to offer. I'm not really the hugest Woody Allen fan, and so I don't know if this is a movie that will laud audiences or censure audiences, but it does look very nice and appealing. So I'm sure Woody Allen created something that will appeal to his fans. However, for me, I'd rather watch Wes Anderson's work over Allen's work any day of the week. We'll just have to wait and see what happens. If you're interested, the film releases December 1st. What do you guys think?
I'm gonna make a little quip about this Shudder's thing about being a Wonder movie, and the Wonder Bread movie about I think it was Talladega Nights.
That was not the Wonder Bread movie, but okay.
Well, he did have Wonder Bread involved in it.
Don't forget about Rush Hour 3, where Carter's like, I know I'm probably silly for saying this, but you're the most beautiful woman in my life, and I'd like to strip you down and butter you like a slice of Wonder Bread.
And the scene I remember most from that is we used to have the Chinese food. It's like, what is this greasy shit? I love that series. But yeah, I just wanted to reference something my dad would always say. He's like, in every single movie that Will Ferrell is in, he always has a scene where he's like running around in his underwear. Which, I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, there might be some where he isn't, but by and large, he does do that.
Step Brothers, I'm gonna teabag your drum set.
Yeah, pretty much. But as far as this film goes, it does look very aesthetically pleasing. Yes, aesthetic. This, I don't know what it is, but there's just a certain glow about it that the way they record the video actually for it, that it just manages to make everything look very glowy, for lack of a better word. So I think that's what it's got that going for it. The story, it's one of those ones I guess you have to see the movie to really figure it out fully.
Mm-hmm.
But it's got enough to have it interesting. Not the first one I'm going to see, which I mean, next one is I'm a little more excited about. But I do think this looks like a film that has a solid chance at least being nominated for some kind of Oscar, at least on the basis of its prestige. A-list actors and Woody Allen directing.
And as for you, Naka?
As for me, I'm a sucker for great cinematography. I still find that even though the Star Wars prequels kind of sucked, Episode 3's opening sequence, just because of the cinematography, I get that it was all CG, but the fact of the matter is, I still love that scene to death, and that's the main reason why I like the prequel trilogies, because of that space battle alone.
Yeah, they did have
Rogue One did it.
Gems in there.
Mm-hmm. Rogue One made the space battle so much better.
Oh, that was
that was so awesome. I'm a sucker for that kind of stuff, and I was watching the trailer, and it's like, this is a movie that I would actually kind of live in. It would be like one of those places like, oh, these are warm colors. It makes me feel warm and gooey on the inside. Actually, no, not gooey, fleshy.
I think you mean fluffy. Yeah.
No, fleshy.
Fuck you, Gumby. I have one of the most best offenses in Madden history.
The reason why I say fleshy is because that's what the inside of Cadbury cream eggs feel like.
Yes.
Yeah, I can definitely tell what you mean.
But the story is something that I'm not entirely too used to, which is a good thing, because I'm so used to having the same, oh, I'm interested in dating somebody, except my husband is now revealing the facts that he has found, like my daughter or somebody, and my daughter is going to go hit on the wife that I'm trying to hit on the guy that I'm trying to have an affair with.
Yeah.
The story is probably not going to be 100%, but the warm colors
and the
cinematography, that's got me sunk in.
What about the production design?
Production design, cinematography, that's basically what cinematography is.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. And speaking of that kind of cinematography, we did a film section in English in high school, and also like where we watched a lot of the stuff was Alfred Hitchcock, which is why I became a huge fan of that kind of stuff. And then also for our current one, the horror fiction, we just watched Halloween, the original John Carpenter version.
Nice.
Which, it had that same kind of Hitchcockian kind of cinematography in it, that kind of very, you're actually in the eyes of that character. Which, it's as basic and fundamental as it seems. It's so rare nowadays that when you have films that do that, and this isn't really one of them per se, but when you have films that do that, it really catches your attention, like something of that pays as much attention to cinematography as like Revenant did. It's a really, it makes it special when you see it pop up again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yes, being a Sabaton fan, I'm kind of nerding out
about this next one.
Yes.
Wait, you're nerding out about the next one, aren't you?
Yes.
Okay.
I just said that.
River fights on the beach.
Well, let's get to the next one so that Krüz can, not explode. Anyway. It's time to look at what the whole speech was about at the end of Dunkirk. Not really a spoiler, but you get what I'm saying. Darkest Hour is a 2017 British war drama film directed by Joe Wright and written by Anthony McCartan. The film stars Gary Oldman, Ben Mendelsohn, I don't know how you pronounce it, Kristen Scott Thomas, Lily James, Stephen Delane, and Ronald Pickup. The film had its world premiere at the Telluride Film Festival on September 1st and also screened on September 11th at the Toronto International Film Festival.
Wait. I'm going to stop you for 1 second. Is Ronald Pickup a Dodge, a Chevrolet, a Toyota, or a Ford pickup?
Well, if you're talking to me,
that's a bad joke.
If you're talking to me, a guitar player, a pickup is an entirely different thing.
Anyway, within days of becoming...
Is it a humbucker?
Guys.
Let Scarfy continue.
Yeah.
Within days of becoming Prime Minister of Great Britain, Winston Churchill must face one of his most turbulent and defining trials, exploring a negotiated peace treaty with Nazi Germany or standing firm to fight for the ideals, liberty, and freedom of a nation. As the unstoppable Nazi forces roll across Western Europe and the threat of invasion is imminent, with an unprepared public, a skeptical king, and his own party plotting against him, Churchill must withstand his darkest hour, rally a nation, and attempt to change the course of the world history. I should mention that the film is directed by Joe Wright, and if you don't know who that is that Joe has made films such as Atonement, Pride and Prejudice, and Anna Karenina. The movie, I think, is very artistic, but the question that I have is if it's a movie that I should consider seeing. Not that it doesn't have something for everyone, but for me, I see this as another film that will entertain historians more than anyone else.
It's kind of.
I also do think
have at least some interest in to start with. It's not quite like just Dunkirk, which is just very,
I also do think that. Right. I also do think that Lincoln is technically a better film that was made compared to this. However,
that's a great one.
That's what I see for the trailers. However, maybe you'll be the guys to prove me wrong. The film releases November 22nd in the US and January 12th, 2018 in the UK. Again, I don't know why the US gets this film first, but hey,
I mean, it's
consistent, I guess.
It's about the Battle of Britain, after all. I mean,
I know.
That's the day.
If anyone's supposed to get it first, it's them.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I really loved. I'm going to nerd out a little bit here. I loved Dunkirk a lot just because of it didn't rely much on like the knowledge of history, but it supplemented that with just putting you like in that kind of situation of the Wehrmacht bombarding you on the beaches and being frantically trying to escape. That really just gives you that kind of special insight into what that was like. This one is more of like a portrayal of, where, Britain is facing certain invasion, and they bring up this guy who they didn't think was ever going to be, hopeful, a source of hope for them. God, I just really, it gives me chills. Like the thing in the trailer says he wasn't their first choice, but he became their last hope, and that really accurately portrays what he was like and how he led them, because he was very firm in his belief of fighting against the Nazis and wanting to resisting peace talks and appeasement, which how well that worked out for Neville Chamberlain. It didn't. Yes, go see Dunkirk, Felix. It's pretty fucking amazing. I don't think it's in theaters anymore.
The great thing about Dunkirk is that the dog fights are so authentic.
The dog, yeah, it's not CGI'd either. It's like literally camera tied to taped to the side of a plane, or literally
literally practicing the airplane movements to make sure that they get it right.
I love the dog fights though. It was so fucking good. It's just satisfying to have like a very authentically made film.
Right.
That's why I just love that. Like it was kind of like, there's the cinematography again that I was sort of talking about. Like it really was very, very well done in that aspect. Darkest Hour is a little more of like just focusing in on the story of Churchill and how he had to lead Britain in that extra push when it didn't come really much until 1944 when Americans joined in, and we had the invasion at Normandy, Primo Victoria. But yeah,
to Germany soon, but continue.
Yeah, that was a attack that it sort of caught Germany unprepared, so we were able to take France back and push onwards towards Berlin. That was later. But all in all, enough nerding out from me. I'm just really excited for this, and I'm happy that hopefully we'll be able to see Sabaton again. And yes, I still have to see Hacksaw Ridge, because that one looked pretty good as well. What's that actor's name? Andrew Garfield. He's an amazing actor as well. And Tom Hardy did a really good job in Dunkirk. I'll stop now.
And before you ask, what do I think? Personally, I'm more focused when it comes to World War II on the on the Pacific side of the battle, so Japan, basically the Pacific Ocean compared to the Atlantic Ocean in Europe.
I had
only
a DVD
because I
set
have
of movie. I think it was a long movie miniseries
Right.
called The Pacific, which was really good. So, just letting you know.
But I have more ties to war in the Pacific, so World War II and Vietnam, respectively. I've got more ties there than I do with wars in Europe.
I do too.
But fact of the matter is, I'm still interested in World War II. I think a movie about
guys,
Winston
I have a
Churchill.
question.
Yes, your voice is robotic-y.
Well, then why didn't you tell me?
Oh, well, I don't
Because
know.
I don't like interrupting.
I was just waiting for Shutter to.
Well,
waiting for
you
to
should
see
have
what he
told
said.
me. Is my voice robotic-y right now, or?
No, it's like there's occasionally like a delay where it goes like but it's kind of cut out by now. It's not.
It's normal. It's not something.
Back to robot.
Like,
Back to it.
It's normal, but continue.
Squidward, the robots
Do you
are
have
running the
anything else to say?
Navy.
No, not the Navy.
Not the
And because the Naval Academy is in
Krusty
Annapolis.
Krab. The Krusty Krab. The robots are taking over the world.
That was
That was-
very robot.
That was actually
world.
that was actually very fitting
Still.
for what you're saying there.
That did.
Yeah, the best part from
Well,
that
hold on,
miniseries, the Pacific, I have to tell you right now.
I'm going
is,
to leave myself from the call and join back in.
but the best part from that movie series, The Pacific, I think it's at least produced by Tom Hanks. I might be wrong, but
Tim Honks.
Yep.
Tim Honks. That's the guy.
Tim, the best part was when they found an old can of peaches, and the guy's just like, he just downs it in one gulp, and then he just stands there, and it just pukes, and another guy's just like, hey, Peaches, your new name's Peaches. And he's like, fuck you. And later that guy has the shits. He's like, your name is Diarrhea. And the guy's just like, fuck you.
I was like, hey, you did the same to me. But
Yeah.
I think
I'm
a
back.
movie more focusing on Winston Churchill is actually going to be very interesting because, the World War II, for Americans anyway, I know it was a world war, but
Yeah. We were mostly
we-
involved in Japan and then the second Allied effort really to take Berlin.
Hey guys, I'm back. Do I sound less robotic-y?
less, yes.
Tiny bit.
I don't know what happened. I am hoping that it's not bad.
Do you have charter?
If I sound like a robot, please let me know. Don't
Yeah.
hesitate to interrupt me. Please let me know.
I mean, yeah, we'll figure it out. Yeah.
you have any-
Yes, Felix. The
I'm
world.
I'm not done yet. I know
Yeah.
America's participation in World War II is it's a two-sided effort, not only with the Pacific but also in Europe, which is still very important because had we not stepped in, we might live in a German world. We might live
not
in
for
a
your-
German world
As
where we drive
Joachim-
Volkswagens every day.
As Joachim Broden of Sabaton says, if your grandfathers had not stormed the beaches of Normandy, you'd be speaking German right now. Yep. And
If
as you can
Leben mein
experience for
after-
yourself in Wolfenstein. Yuck. Guten Tag.
It's one thing about Wolfenstein, the newest one.
Yeah, I've been meaning to get it, but I don't have the money for it.
The thing is that it's actually changed differently in Germany because they want to try and erase their past of Nazi Germany,
Yeah.
which is kind of understandable.
I've
Have a
been to
good day.
Germany. The only place where they actually had a swastika symbol was literally in like 2 museums that we visited. That was it. I mean, it's banned from like public symbols, which is understandable. But the thing with like the World War II that they had the Iron Cross instead of the swastika and the what are they called? Not banners, but like the tall one tapestry looking things. I'm just like, this
The long,
isn't
tall
im-
tapestry-looking things.
Yeah,
That's the
this
name
isn't
for it.
This isn't the German Empire. This is the Nazi regime. But of course, I mean, it's Censorship. What are you gonna do?
The thing was, in Germany, instead of there's a scene, and this
In
in Germany,
different.
it's changed from it's Mein Counselor, instead
Mein
of everywhere else it got released as Hail Hitler, Hail Hitler.
Oh, Mein Counselor. Oh,
Mein Counselor is not
Yeah.
technically relating to Hitler. Also, Hitler's appearance got changed. Just so you guys know. Hey, it's supposed to kind of be like Hitler, but it's not Hitler. So yeah.
I mean, it's like, yeah. I mean, and I've been to the site of the Hitler's bunker, and literally what they have over it is a parking lot. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like trying to erase his name from history, but it's like not giving him that kind of decency either. Which, I mean, as much as I'm normally for honoring soldiers, he's not a soldier. Not.
Do you want me
He
to move on?
was, but not really a good one.
This title is an oxymoron of the next movie.
Yeah, we'll
Yes.
we'll get into more of that later as other things happen. But yes, Guillermo, the good man, good guy Guillermo.
Del Toro, you've done it again. The Shape of Water is a 2017 American romantic fantasy horror film directed by Guillermo del Toro and written by del Toro and Vanessa Taylor. The film stars Sally Hawkins, Michael Shannon, Richard Jenkins, Doug Jones, Michael Stuhlbarg, and Octavia Spencer. It was screened in the main competition section of the 74th Venice International Film Festival and premiered on August 31st, 2017, where it was awarded the Golden Lion for the best film in the competition. It also screened at the 2017 Toronto International Film Festival. The Shape of Water has received acclaim from critics, with many declaring it del Toro's best film since Pan's Labyrinth, and particularly praising Hawkins' performance. From master storyteller Guillermo del Toro comes an otherworldly fable. Set against the backdrop of Cold War era America circa 1962, in the hidden high security government laboratory where she works, lonely Elisa, played by Sally Hawkins, is trapped in a life of isolation. Elisa's life is changed forever when she and co-worker Zelda, played by Octavia Spencer, discover a secret classified experiment. The one thing about del Toro's work is that usually he takes some very dark and gothic and applies to something calm and soothing. And this movie being presented here is no exception. The characters all are acting wonderfully. The set designs are perfect. The colors are very wonderful. Wait.
What?
Oh, good lord!
I repeat it again. I'm sorry. The colorfuls are very wonderful and contain probably some of the best cinematography I've seen of this trailer. But yes, I think this is one of 3 movies that I am most definitely going to be investing my time into. It's gorgeous. The characters are wonderful. The story looks amazing. And it's been getting rave reviews. So, you know what? I'm sold. I'm going to see this movie. I'm intrigued by the trailer. I'm intrigued by the story. I love the characters. This film I'm wholeheartedly excited for. The film will have a limited release in New York on December 1st and an actual full release on December 8th in the US. You might be talking about this film maybe a bit too early, but if it means anything, it crosses off one talked about a film on our list. But what do you guys think? I want to see this movie really bad. Yeah, go ahead.
First things first, I know the title is supposed to be like a metaphor or like an epitome or like, some sort of figure of speech. But
Right.
As a realist, water technically has no shape. It is boundless. There's no bounds of it to have a shape. My nitpicking about realistic ideas aside,
Yes.
these kind of movies aren't necessarily the first type of movies that I would actually go see. Like, it's like, oh my god, the Shape of Water's coming out. I gotta go see that. I gotta go get my car, drive down to the movie theater with no parking, and somehow I'm turned into a redneck Texan. Welcome back to The Price is Right, Texas edition. I can't do that without actually yelling and screaming. Well, not screaming like at the top of my lungs, but like projecting my voice.
Yeah. You have to really settle into that voice.
I do think...
Guys, sorry. Can we please stop talking about World War II and actually focus on the topic? But anyway.
No, we're not talking just about World War... you know, the fact that you're trying to deny a discussion about history that should not be repeated, and how we need
I'm
to
not.
learn. That,
I'm not trying to deny history. I'm just saying, like, we're talking about The Shape of Water, and people are talking about World War II still.
no, they're talking about people who are trying to revise and change history by tearing down these monuments and statues of who were people who fought in wars that kind of built America to what it was. And people are tearing these damn things down, realizing that, well, what if this happens again? What if we have to go into another civil war? They're not. The main reason why these people are tearing it down is because, the Civil War and the Confederates were racist, and they're not learning anything from the fact that why the Confederates fought for what they fought for in the first place. They just think they fought for, they just want to own and control people. They didn't like they were not happy with the government of the North.
Things that they wanted to keep it because of, they realized their own economy would collapse, it did. Which is why Reconstruction was a thing. I just think my issue with that is like, yeah, you can destroy the statue, but you're not making any real world progress.
No, that's making absolutely no progress. In fact, it's while you think you're so high and mighty on your high horse, thinking, yeah, let's score one for anti-racism, you're still tearing down a monument that could actually mean something to people. While they may not believe in the Confederate values today, there's families of like the statues that are taken down who are pissed because it's honoring their family, if that makes sense.
I mean, I think that should be more of like tended to like a personal matter.
Okay, can we talk about The Shape of Water now?
Yeah.
Yes.
First, we had to have our little.
So what were you gonna say regarding this movie? It's not a movie you're out of your way to see, but
it's one that I wouldn't just swear off because it's not an action movie. I can watch more than action movies. I just don't do it too often because one, I'm busy. Two, I'm busy at work because, I got to get myself a good savings account for school. But
send Tammy to college.
Yes, Tim to college. This actually does come out after my sister turns 23, in fact, so maybe we might go see it as a birthday gift. I don't know, but it definitely does look good, and I hope it does well.
And what do you have to say regarding The Shape of Water, Krüz?
I guess I can't name it off the top of my head now, but I know that what I have seen of Del Toro, I've enjoyed of his films. I think having this be romantic fantasy horror, as weird as that sounds, it's pretty much the perfect description of it because it's not like the stereotypical, don't hurt him because he's not evil or whatever, and then shit all goes from there. But it's more like they're actually kind of there's actual character dynamics involved here, you'd imagine, and just I think the visuals of this are pretty fucking awesome and well done.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'd go to theaters to see this, but I think that this is kind of one of the, of course, because my mom, at least, like, she won't watch any like horror films. Like, she actually did watch one of the Saw movies with me. Just to her credit, she actually handled pretty well. So I think this is kind of one of those ones that it's toned down horror, but it's more so in just like the uncertainty. Because me studying horror in college, like in a college course, it's like one of the there's sources of horror. One of the things is the unknown or the unnameable, which I guess that's why The Shape of Water, the title, comes in, being like there is no shape of water. So it's like when you can't name something, that makes it more scary in a way. So I think it looks pretty good. I'm gonna try to see it, I guess, at some point. Yeah.
All right. Well, do you want me to move on?
Your voice roboted again.
Yeah, it just pooped again.
Something's going on with your internet, man.
I hold on.
Question is, do you have Charter?
Please.
Do you have Charter or
No.
Spectrum?
No.
Well,
I
then-
have Spectrum, sadly.
That's your problem.
I don't know what's going. Well,
Yeah,
what's
we
the
used to have-
problem?
we used-
Spectrum.
Yeah, we used to have Charter. I think it was a Charter at Dynamite, and it was fucking horrible.
Charter and
don't know.
Spectrum are not good.
Yeah, I
Hold on,
I've
please.
experienced. And if you listen to some of the stuff in our earlier seasons, you can tell how much struggle I had with our Dynamite's Charter thing, especially because there were people torrenting on it at the same time. And it was for like 30 people as well.
Okay, I'm literally right now because
I think our current
Holy
one
robots,
is a candidate
Garfy.
for a campus, but who knows?
wait, what?
Holy robot, Scarfy.
What are you doing?
I'm sorry.
When you tried to speak, your voice was just like,
Oh my god. Can you hold on, please?
Yeah, we'll go ahead.
Should I put up the technical difficulties screen?
Yes, please.
Can I take a piss? That'd be a good time. I think
Yes.
we might just have a short intermission here. I'll be right back.
You know what? I'm not going to leave you guys hanging. Shit gets figured out. What I'm going to do is, what's going to happen is that...
Hey, are you using the internet? Can you, what are you doing on the internet?
So, hold on one moment. I'm just going to mute that audio for the stream. And, well, I'm not going to do that. Let's see. I forget, which one of these clips is like 5 minutes long? No, it's not that one. Is it this one? Is it this one? No, I'm trying to find a specific clip. Here we go. So, just to entertain you guys. Scarfy, you're doing a speed test? Yes, that is fine. I'm entertaining the fine folks with gameplay. That is not live, it's pre-recorded, but
I honestly don't know what's going on. This is not normal. I've never had this happen. I mean, I've had this happen before, but I'm usually on Firefox. I don't know what's going on.
Hey, things happen, and luckily I have failsafe plans.
We're not
Please.
done yet.
I mean, we could always switch. We could always switch to Discord.
Keep running, keep running,
But they don't want to use that one.
As much as you don't want to use it, but I'm perfectly fine with using it. But, you know what? I say try and do a speed test.
Which is, I mean, that was when I was at Downey.
My ping is 16. My download is 10 and 7.9. My upload is less than 5, which is normal. I don't know what's going on with my download. It seems to be less than usual, which is around anywhere between.
You just
40,
roboted, even though
30
you
and
just said
40.
your stuff.
If it first start traffic on a
Wait, what?
405 freeway, huh?
Wait, what?
You roboted when you were saying that stuff.
I don't know what's going on, man.
We'll have to try to get through the rest of the day with it because we don't have. Wait, the good news is that we're most of the way through it.
Yes. I
So
don't
if it
have.
cra-
I'm
if it
sorry,
cra-
I don't
worst
have all
comes to
night.
worst, if it craps out again, we'll just ask you to repeat,
All right.
and we'll have plenty of time to figure out any technical difficulties for next time.
Okay, so
just resets.
Naka, can you just tell the chat that when we come back that we literally have no idea what's going on. We're just having this is something that just came out of the blue, so we're just gonna have to truck through it.
No pun intended. Like
Yeah,
that
can you
plus tried to do, but it didn't really work.
Can you just do that for me, please?
Yes, I did. Also, if anybody was wondering what that gameplay was from, first, that's Driver San Francisco. Great game, by the way. It came out in 2011. And second of
Was
all,
this from
if you try and cause a traffic jam in that game, the game pretty much just has a seizure and it doesn't know what to do. That's what I love about that. It's just like,
I love trying to do this. I love trying to do this in Underground 2, but then if you move too far away, the cars would just disappear. It's just stacked cars on top of each other. Fun
Yeah,
times.
I've done some pretty interesting things with that glitch.
Okay, so
Oh, boy.
can we move on to our next trailer.
Indeed, we can move on. Oh, hi, Mark.
Do you understand, Live? We could go on. We're just gonna make a bunch of references again.
If a lot of people love each other, the world would be a better place to live.
Is what
Scoffy, do you understand Live?
Do you?
is what the man behind the camera of arguably the best worst movie ever made said. And it seems we get to see exactly how this film was made. Ladies and gentlemen, The Disaster Artist is a 2017 American biographical comedy drama film produced and directed by James Franco, written by Scott Neustadter and Michael H. Weber. The film is based on Greg Sestero and Tom Bissell's nonfiction book of the same name. The film stars James and Dave Franco respectively, alongside a supporting cast featuring Seth Rogen, Alison Brie, Ari Grainer, Josh Hutcherson, and Jackie Weaver. The film depicts the meeting and early friendship of Greg Sestero and Tommy Wiseau, the actors behind the 2003 cult film The Room, a film often hailed as the Citizen Kane of bad movies. The troubled making of it and their respective careers after the surprising success of the film, and man, is this film tearing me apart in all the right ways. Prompting me to purchase the actual book before the movie ever hit the big screen. Not only do the actors portraying the characters sell the film, but man, we remember watching the Nostalgia Critic review of The Room, which in my opinion was his best film review he ever did. I am beyond excited for this movie. Not only does it have some of the most memorable quotes we ever experienced in a good bad movie, but this movie, I must say, has to be the most accurate retelling on how this movie was made. I can't feel my legs, guys.
I mean, we're talking about Tommy Wiseau here. Tommy Wiseau is a living, breathing meme. If you've seen the video of him playing Dark Souls and taunting the boss with a chip, 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 you know just how beautiful of a person he is.
The film has me... The film has me beyond excited, and I can't wait to see this film. I mean, how do you think the elevator pinch went? Maybe something like this. A man in film school meets a weird man who creates the best worst movie ever. Only the weird man is Tommy Wiseau, the best worst actor I've ever seen in my entire life. We don't have any words to describe the film. It looks amazing. It portrays amazing. Now it just needs to be amazing.
I need to be the marble.
The film will have a limited release on December 1st, but will later have a mainstream release on December 8th.
Yes.
Oh, hi, Krüz and Naka.
You're my favorite customer.
Hi, doggy.
What do you have to say regarding this movie?
I just hope they put that into this film.
I did not
What do you
hit
have to
her. I did not.
This is probably the greatest.
Hi, Mark.
Probably the greatest gift to come from Hollywood in years.
Since The Room.
Just ultimate fan service of a movie, but in all the best ways.
Okay, my internet is doing way better now. I have like 43 megabytes running.
Yeah.
So
And
really...
I think I did a little bit of research. I believe this is the first film that, was it James? What's the other guy's name? James and Dave Franco. This is the first film that they've actually done together. And it's like why they've waited their whole lives just to do this one. And if there's any, the first film to do with your brother, I mean, this is not a bad one to start with.
So what do you have to say regarding this movie, Naka?
What do I have to say? I think this movie's going to be great. I know it's pretty much going to be the epitome of The Room memes, but I'm a shitposter, and by shitposting law, I have to see meme movies. Good meme movies, not the emoji movie. That emoji movie is a bad meme.
Like the B movie.
Or Shrek, for that matter.
Yeah.
You're about to eat it.
So quick question: do you think this movie is Oscar worthy? Because I certainly think it is.
I hope it gets nominated for at least something.
I don't want to jump the gun and just say it's as the phrase that Scarfy has essentially coined, Oscar bait. I mean, I don't think this is quite that, but I do.
If it's Oscar bait, then it deserves to be Oscar.
Yeah, it's Oscar bait is one that's like meant to be like not a family,
like
film.
literally made that, and to the point that it's going to be for an Oscar.
Yeah.
But this is like
this one. I think
hard work.
I think this is going to become an Oscar film. And of course that's speculation. I'm very hopeful that it will. I'm not saying that it's guaranteed to, but it looks like it has the potential to just kick ass. Maybe not perform super well as a film, but just to have that significance of finally addressing the blessing in disguise that is.
Right. Yeah. And so you two definitely want to see this
at the first chance I get.
And you want
Yes.
Absolutely.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Yeah. And if you're a guy like me that puts on a tux just to play football, you'd better see this movie.
You'd literally put on a tux just to play football.
What are they going to a wedding? Oh no, I guess they're just playing football. Oh, now they're getting undressed again.
Oh, now they're just going out to play football on the stairs.
Yeah. Anyway, so you guys want to see you guys want to see this movie? Case in point, it's basically you're basically already sold on it.
Yes.
All right. So do you want me to move on to our probably the most arguably anticipated film of the Thanksgiving holiday?
I'm just foreseeing that mariachi metal band. Hopefully they play Malahenia Celosa.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, probably the most anticipated film of the Thanksgiving holiday is finally here, folks. From Pixar Animation Studios, we're finally going to be able to take a look at Pixar's 19th film in this catalog, Coco, a 2017 American 3D computer animated musical fantasy adventure film. Gosh, that's a mouthful.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Produced by Pixar Animation Studios and released by Walt Disney Pictures. The film is an original idea by Lee Unkrich. It is directed by Unkrich and co-directed and co-written by Adrian Molina. The film stars Anthony Gonzalez, Gail Garcia Bernal, Benjamin Bratt, Renee Victor, Anna Ophelia Murguria, Alana Ubach, Jamie Camille, Sofia Espinoza, Celine Luna, and Edward James Olmos. The music is composed by Michael Giacchino, making it the first Pixar film to ever have actual singing from characters in their list of animated films. Despite his family's baffling generation's old ban on music, Miguel dreams of becoming an accomplished musician like his idol Ernesto de la Cruz. No, not this Cruz.
Not me.
Cruz. And not Ted Cruz, the Zodiac Killer, a different type of Cruz. Anyway.
And not Cruz Ramirez.
Yes, not that Cruz. Anyway, desperate to prove his talent, Miguel finds himself in the stunning and colorful land of the dead following a mysterious chain of events. Along the way, he meets charming trickster Hector, and together they set off on an extraordinary journey to unlock the real story behind Miguel's family history. When the teaser trailer came out, I was highly skeptical at first because I thought that the movie would be taking other ideas from other movies to pass off as an original movie. You know how that tends to happen. How that tends to happen, right?
Yeah. It's been a long-standing trend. I mean, Shakespeare. Shakespeare himself ripped off a lot of shit.
I mean, there's one thing between
that era.
I mean, there's a Salvador Dali quote that I like to say: "He who tries to not imitate anything produce nothing." So there's everything kind of has inspiration, but there's a difference between inspiration and flat out just ripping off. But anyway, however, Joaquin Baldwin, seriously, bless this man for working at Disney, had this to say after I entered into a small discussion with him about it.
He's a pretty.
That's
cool
like
guy.
saying he is a very cool guy. That's like saying.
At least I may have to meet him twice, but
yeah,
we had lunch with him at Anthrocon this year, which is great.
Well, yeah, did you talk about Zootopia with him?
I think briefly, but just talking about. I was really excited to see just more stuff from Disney and all that.
Right. So anyway, that's like saying every Christmas film is the same, or every Halloween film, or every film about talking animals. Coco is massively original and emotional. What I'm saying is that you shouldn't think that this film looks a lot like others just because it's set in Mexico or because it has a Dia de Muertos theme. That is just a minuscule part of the whole film. And so I will definitely keep his words in mind, and I think everyone should. Despite people saying that it looks like The Book of Life, Kubo and the Two Strings, or, in my opinion, Spirited Away. However, it only seems the best way to purely judge a film is exactly the advice I was given. Go see it.
Now that I think about it, it actually kind of does remind me a little bit of Spirited Away in that kind of storyline.
Right, see what I mean?
It's also a great film.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I can see it now, actually.
having them just sort of run off into this dream world kind of thing.
The animation is vibrant and extremely colorful. The lighting is gorgeous with all of those nice color patterns that I have yet to see. So I'm very excited for this movie. I guess my one problem for now is that I think it's safe to say the Oscars will probably give it the best animated feature, despite Zootopia winning animated feature last year.
Yeah.
But
I don't know if there's much to compete with it this year.
Yeah, but how can it not win when it's presenting us a seemingly colorful trailer, waiting for us to know what the story is all about? Only time will tell. However, the film will be released close to Thanksgiving on November 22nd. I will be seeing this film. I've seen all the Pixar films, so it only makes sense for me to see it, right? What do you guys have to say? I mean, Naka, Krüz, you're Disney fans. You like Pixar. Is this a film you'd go see?
Yeah.
Of course. Well, it's
being a guitar player.
Sorry, continue.
Yeah. Just a little thing I just wanted to mention. I saw the previews of the behind the scenes things of this that they showed at movie theaters like the last two times I saw movies, which the last two were It and Thor Ragnarok, respectively.
Yeah, I've yet to see Justice League.
Yeah, I'll go see that. I'll probably try to see that with my family when I go home. I'm going home this week. What I thought was really cool about this, and what I sort of picked up in the trailer, is that being a guitar player like me, it's so difficult to match up an animation to what's actually being played in the audio.
Right.
So what they did when they showed the recording studios, they put GoPros on the guitars and actually tediously matched up all the playing, the exact fret, the exact string kind of thing, the string bending, all those little intricate things, to that attention to detail for being a guitar player. I think that's just fucking more power to them. That's fucking phenomenal. And it's one of those little details that actually makes a difference, because it makes it just feel more authentic. You're not just looking at, oh, he's just noodling on the guitar. He's supposed to be playing something. We'll just hear it. But no, it looks like what you see is actually him playing the guitar, which I think is really fucking cool.
And what do you have to say regarding this movie, Krüz? I mean, Naka. I mean, granted, you don't see a lot of movies, but this is definitely one movie.
This is one I will definitely go see. I guess I might as well just finish my little thing. I think
this is one I'll probably see with my sister.
Mm-hmm.
I think
because we both like Disney movies.
Sorry, there was a little bit of turbulence with the theme being that is it cultural appropriation or is it blah 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 blah. I mean,
no,
I don't. Absolutely
it's not cultural appropriation.
By and large, members of that culture are very much appreciative of this. And
speaking of which,
they love to see this. They love to see their culture represented in film, and to have that spotlight on them. I mean, it's not even being this is the token Mexican film, but no, there's an authentic story behind it. There's authentic ambition. This kid going on a journey, this kind of vision quest, for lack of a better word.
This is kind of unscripted. I forgot to put it in the agenda, but I have something I need to say. Coco was actually released in Mexico on October 27th, and if you don't know what it's like to celebrate Halloween in Mexico, you think that we have it all.
Dia de los Muertos. It's a multi-day festival for them. It's 4 days of this.
Yeah. It released in Mexico on October 27th, nearly a month before its release in the United States. It grossed $9.3 million on its opening weekend, having the biggest opening weekend for an original animated film.
In Mexico.
And the biggest debut for an animated film outside of the summer movie season in the market.
If that doesn't squander the cultural appropriation argument, I don't know what does.
Yeah, and then it had a 12% increase when it made another 10.8 million in the next in Mexico again, bringing its total to 28 million. And then it kind of went down, but
Still waiting on the US release.
And guys, if you think we are high and mighty at celebrating Halloween in the US, boy, are you in for a shock if you ever go to Halloween in Mexico.
Oops.
I did get the opportunity to visit Mexico, to Puerto Vallarta, which is in the southwest of Mexico. Unfortunately, it wasn't during Dia de los Muertos, but I can imagine, just seeing that kind of. I still remember like what the streets look like and all that, but I imagine just it's kind of like take Mardi Gras, but multiply it by at least 10, and then you kind of get an idea of what Dia de los Muertos is like for Mexico.
Yeah. So you guys definitely are. So along with Coco, along with The Disaster Artist, possibly The Shape of Water, this is probably the second film that you guys are probably gonna want to go see.
Yay!
All right.
Absolutely, it looks fucking phenomenal, and this is just a personal thing for me, nerding out about the guitar. Like, I mean, I thought it would be like just a minor detail, like he just wants to play music, but no, the attention to detail of like the string bending, like something as small as that, I think is something that just shows how authentic this is going to be. And then also there's the heavy metal band that they were showing in the trailer being at that music show in the film, which I think I'm just really excited to see how that plays out, even though that's a minor thing.
By the way,
it looks so good.
By the way, the film is composed by Michael Giacchino, and if you don't know who that is, he's probably the biggest composer around.
Didn't he compose Rogue One?
He did compose Rogue One.
That's why.
Yes. Yeah. He also composed Zootopia. He composed Super 8, Star Trek.
You can be sure we have somebody who knows what they're doing. I think it's, from what I've heard, I think it's masterfully composed.
Yeah.
It's I'm so triggered. It's so good.
I mean, this is the first Pixar musical film we'll ever see, so we are excited to see how it plays out. Only time will tell, but it is going to be released close to Thanksgiving on November 22nd. So we'll see what happens. Anyway, we're going to move on to our final bit of film trailer. I guess films, quote unquote, coming out next week. James Cameron invites you on the Titanic again to see it at select AMC theaters and experience it in Dolby Atmos. If you're interested, the event will take place on December 1st around the week, so feel free to check it out. He's basically asking for money, isn't he?
Yeah, it's just a rerun in theaters. Like this was kind of like I didn't get to see it, but like the Pokemon movie that they put back in theaters.
Oh, I actually saw it in theaters.
Yeah.
Pikachu speaks English.
God, no.
Pikachu speaks English. I would have loved to see that, but I didn't. I was busy at the time it would have happened. But I mean, if you want to go see Titanic in theaters again, if you were excited to see the original and you want to go see it again for nostalgia's sake,
if you were excited to see it in 1997,
I am Fly, Jack. I am Fly. I love that the thing Smosh did with translating it to Japanese in Google Translate and then translating it back. I am Fly, Jack. I am Fly. What? Japanese no speak English. That's insufficient.
Why, Shutter? Because James Cameron needs to pay his bills. That's why.
I mean, Avatar only raked in so much money.
I know, right?
Albeit that was a pretty well done CGI film.
Yeah, except we're gonna have to deal with more CGI. But anyway.
Well.
But what do you have to say regarding this? I'm probably not going to waste my time.
I don't really care. I don't like Titanic. It's overrated.
It's a dinosaur.
Jesus Christ.
What the fuck? Anyway, that's really all I have to say. Yeah, we don't have much to say. It's James Cameron. He wants to keep his streak of trying to make the most money in a film history.
I mean, it's what you got to do when you got no other ideas. You just got to, like a musician, you just got to re-release your magnum opus or like a remastered version or whatever.
Yeah. So are we going to move on to our coming attractions? I think we're going to move on.
Yes. We're 2.5 hours in. I want to eat food soon.
Yeah, let's do that.
And I'm excited.
All right. Coming attractions, A Quiet Place. Plot to be determined. I tried looking for the IMDb thing. Honestly, guys, I looked on IMDb. I looked on Wikipedia. I could find no plot thread regarding no plot synopsis at all. It's kind of
speaks for itself. It's God, it looks, as a horror fan, like it's not just about being, ooh, spooky, scary kind of thing, but
Right.
like about being like you have to live your life like this. And what we know is that apparently people are being hunted down by something that relies on sound, and they have to live their lives in silence. They have to literally, it shows them speaking sign language to each other, playing Monopoly with like yarn characters, or yarn, not characters, pieces, so as not to make sound on the board.
Right.
But like, you have to live your life like that in silence, otherwise they'll find you, kind of thing. I that just looks like a really good setup for a, solid film. I just wanted to nerd out about.
It's the
that for a
quiet
little
ones
bit.
you gotta watch.
I want to watch out for the guy who's banging on the bar saying, "I'm going to kill the next motherfucker that walks in here."
What do you have to say regarding this movie? Naka.
Well, there's not much to say about it because there's not much known.
Well, I meant.
has
Well, I
one
meant
of the
your
guys
thoughts on
from-
the trailer, rather.
There's
On
one of
the
the
trailer?
guys from The Office in it. That's his face.
On the
There's
yeah.
a lot of people from The Office. I don't remember which one, but it does look sort of half interesting. So I'll give it a shot when a fully fledged trailer comes around and more plot details.
Okay. Do you want me to move on to the next one?
Yeah, it looks promising for a jump.
All right.
To
Bullet
a
Head.
to a more complex, polybious episode of Angry Video Game Nerd.
Yes.
Also a Van Halen song.
Three career criminals find themselves trapped in a warehouse with the law closing in and even a worse threat waiting inside.
This looks like a well-polished sci-fi film. Like
I literally-
like the Sci-Fi Channel.
I'm not gonna lie, I literally thought this movie was ripping off of Cujo.
It looks like the monster, the animation, what I've seen, it looks pretty much exactly like the Chupacabra from the Sci-Fi
It reminds me of like
movie channel.
it reminds
like
me of a
that
modded
level of
version of
CGI.
Payday.
Mm-hmm.
Like honestly, I think this is like a Payday 2 meets Left 4 Dead 2 kind of movie.
Pretty
Right.
much. It's essentially perfectly Payday meets Left 4 Dead. Payday on the outside, Left 4 Dead on the inside.
Yep. Not much to say regarding this. I'm more excited for the next trailer. Do you guys want me to move on to the next one?
Great video game movie.
Rampage,
But The Rock, though.
based on the classic 1980s video game featuring apes and monsters destroying city, tells the film of a man trying to save his ape friend from catastrophic destruction. Now, guys, just keep it calm. Keep it calm. Let me explain. There is a wolf in the film.
Yes, the giant wolf. It looks more like the fucking God. I forget what I'm trying to reference to, but it looks more like the demonic Chupacabra type wolf than actual wolf, but still, it's a thing.
You see, I can
What do
keep
you-
calm when there's a certain animal
And
species
it's
in a
the-
movie because I
and
don't
it's The
really
Rock.
care about that petty bullshit.
Dude, you gotta give him respect.
Yeah, but I brought up Alpha, and you were like, bark.
Bark Brork.
Bark
Like
York,
heck.
heck.
But
Heck.
anyway,
But
What
those
is-
Fine
aren't the
Kids.
main focus of this movie. The main focus of this movie is a giant gorilla who wants to kill everybody and break buildings. So King Kong and Donkey Kong.
King
well,
Kong.
not really. It's more so of the video game trying to, you know.
And it's like, oh, great.
It's King
The only thing that's missing
Donkey.
is a giant crocodile and Steve Irwin.
Yeah. Anyway, is there much to say regarding this?
Not really.
I don't know. I mean,
Holy
you might-
fuck,
if you
Knuckles,
wanna-
I'm...
It is
it's
based off
just the Rock.
It is.
It's just because of The Rock. That's
Oh,
why.
it's directed by the guy who directed San Andreas.
Yeah. So
Oh, that guy.
it looks
Yeah.
exactly like San Andreas again. But
Yeah.
I'm just before you announce the next one, I'm just gonna whack off a bit again. I'm just gonna whack off again. Oh yeah. That's
Holy fuck, Knuckles, I am high as a kite right
as a
now.
Anyway, Deadpool 2. The Merc with the Mouth returns again with a brand new film. Plot to be determined.
Oh, this
Oh,
teaser
boy.
trailer is so great.
Oh.
Oh, you're
Deadpool
imitating
just
Bob
did the-
Ross.
Deadpool just did the best thing that any person has ever done. I mean, we're talking about like the Disaster Artist was ultimate fan service. I think this
Is also
this
ultimate
this
fan
still manages to one up that. in
Yeah.
just the slightest way.
You really like Bob Ross, don't you?
Bob Ross is a beautiful. Bob Ross is a beautiful, is too beautiful for this world kind of thing. And I've watched. I got introduced to him when I was in my gap year, and they found out that people would watch his live streams. So I started watching it with them.
It's like
it's just like it's so soothing and relaxing.
So, let's finish this. It's so funny. I think my favorite part is like, so let's finish this wide up shot, and let's slowly pull out. Yeah, that's not going to be the only thing that's pulling out tonight. I just laughed so hard at that.
Holy fuck, Knuckles!
What did he mean by that anyway?
No, neither guy's pulling out tonight.
Sex joke. That's what he meant.
No.
Also, the
What is your favorite? What is your favorite part in Deadpool? I always wanted to know.
God, I love cocaine.
The fact that it's just he's so crazy and he makes so many fourth wall breaks is my favorite part because he's self-aware.
A fourth wall joke within a fourth wall joke, that's like
16 walls.
16 walls.
Also, I hate to rush everybody, but I want to eat soon.
Yeah, we're almost at the end.
We're almost at the end.
but-
We have one more trailer that we're going to get through, and
Holy fuck, Knuckles. I hope this isn't just this one character.
God, I love
yeah, I'm not gonna lie. Unfortunately, with this trailer, I'm a little disappointed. I wanted to be happy. I wanted to see something, but it teased its own teaser. Like it's still in the. It's like it's still in the production board. Like why?
You mean like it's the trailer was basically like the.
It was a teaser for a teaser.
It was a rehash of Jack Jack Attack.
Yeah,
that's basically what. If you've seen Jack Jack Attack, you have an idea of what.
It's The Incredibles 2.
The Incredibles 2. The tables have turned with a brand new Pixar film as Helen Parr, aka Elastigirl, now has the turn in the spotlight as Bob tries to take care of Jack Jack's newfound powers.
These could be good or bad.
Please tell me this movie is going to be good.
You have powers.
Brad Bird, I love you. Like, I love Brad Bird. Like,
I don't know. I mean, the good news is that you consider how well Finding Dory did as a very, very late sequel. I mean,
this was like the most anticipated sequel, like ever, of Pixar. I mean, what's your opinion on Brad Bird? If you don't know who that is, Brad Bird made films such as The Iron Giant and Ratatouille.
And Edna.
I love this. Edna.
Okay, but other than that,
yes. Oh God, Iron Giant. That's a way through. I barely remember seeing that because I saw it so long ago, but I loved it. And Ratatouille I loved as well. I think. I mean, as you know, as much as the trailer held back, I think that's somewhat of a good sign that it's just they're saving the best for the actual movie. I would rather have them undersell it than oversell it, because if you're overhyping it, then it kind of takes away the excitement of it, versus just, you know, hinting at its very existence is enough hype.
Exacto.
by the way, guys, apparently
You just walk around with a big BS, and you can't do that.
By the way, guys, the family, like, if you pay attention closely, the family is still unaware that Jack has powers. Well, technically, yeah. we know that he has powers.
It was revealed in the end of. Should I spoil it?
Of Jack Attack?
I mean, we're trying to.
No. Of the end of the actual movie. The first one.
Jack was like a hidden scene.
No. You don't understand. Like the family doesn't know that Jack has powers because he was way up in the sky. Remember?
Ew.
Yeah.
He was.
Your clarity becomes really, really obscure when you can't see. But anyway, guys, I really hope that this movie is going to work. I really want it to work, but yeah, that's really all we have to say. And that is it. That is our show for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think we have an email. I'm pretty sure we don't.
We don't. First things first. Donate to us in StreamLabs. We are a non-profit, but give us your money. Actually, don't give us your money. Feel free to give us your money if you feel like it, but we're not forcing you.
We can invest in better ways to ask you for your money.
Yeah, we don't want to be James Cameron. We don't want to release Titanic like 3 times.
Well, we're not re-releasing our streams. I mean, we are rehashing some of the old jokes because we're, trust us, we're funny, okay?
Right. But yeah, that's really all we have to say regarding... I was just a little disappointed. But anyway, please donate. I hope that Naka put it on the stream.
I did.
Okay. So yeah, please donate. And yeah, we have one more announcement before we go. So guys, as you all know, we do have one more announcement to make before we end the episode. Counting this stream, we had 10 consecutive episodes. That is a record for us.
Damn.
So we appreciate everything that you've done so far. We would like to wish you all a very happy Thanksgiving week, and we'll be taking a break over Thanksgiving to prepare for our next episode on December 3rd. So yeah, just so you guys know, there won't be a Subwuffer Entertainment Treehouse next week.
So there will be no problem. There will be no problem for those of you who choose to voluntarily go into a food coma.
Yeah, but that'll be no problem. But guys, we're wolves. We need to eat. We need a lot of turkey in our.
I need my sustenance.
I need food.
Yeah.
You're not gonna eat food now.
Well,
So
then again, it's also my grandparents' 60th anniversary next week, so I kind of need to be there for that.
Yeah. So we'll return in December 3rd. We hope that you guys have a great show. Thank you so much, and we'll see you on December 3rd with our next episode.
Yeah.
With that being said, my name is Scarfy.
I'm Naka.
And I am Krüz, speaking to my new pop filter.
And you're watching Subwuffer Entertainment Treehouse. Have yourselves a fantastic night. Happy Thanksgiving holiday, and take care.
This is your 2 weeks notice. We're back on the 3rd.
Yes.
Bye-bye. See you later.